Now you're officially Twitch streamers.
Exactly.
Welcome everybody to It's Playback Twitch. Um, we're very excited today to have Sharon and Leah joining us. Sharon and Leah were with us last evening at Late Night at the Manor. They both played with us last evening, and we're so excited to have them back tonight. We're going to begin with just some introductions. So, Sharon, do you want to introduce yourself first?
Sure. I'm Sharon. I am from California. I live in Central California near San Luis Obispo is the biggest city that I live near. um, and I am a middle school teacher. I teach a elective class about 21st century technology skills and combining that with literacy. It's super fun. I am currently doing a theater and playwriting unit with my students because I can. And it's a great way to tie all of those things together.
Totally.
I'm a former professional stage manager. Worked it for 6 years at various theaters in San Diego.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Favorite credit?
Favorite credit is probably assistant stage managing. It's tied. Assistant stage managing Young Frankenstein.
Mm-hmm.
And assistant stage managing a production of Tarzan.
Those are strong favorite credits coming out of the gate, setting the bar high. Miss Leah Pye.
Hello, I'm Leah. Pronoun she, her, hers. I live in New York, although currently I am in Louisville, Kentucky for ye old Thanksgiving holiday. I am a stage manager, and pre-pandemic was working at Lincoln Center Theater up in the Clare Tau, and have been in New York for 2 years and sort of freelance stage managing. I'm also an off-Broadway usher in the pre-pandemic times, which is sort of a fun side gig to have. And I miss those people as much as I miss the people I stage manage with. It's a really great, it's a great place. During the pandemic, I did PS 12th night from my bedroom, which was a really interesting experience. To like be in my pajamas and be calling video cues to someone on FaceTime audio who was, in his case, only 40 blocks away, but he could have been, across the country. So very interesting.
We got a room full of stage managers.
I was about to say the same. Wherever I am. Yeah, I was about to say the same, that there's so many SMs that we should probably have on one of these playbacks, a non-SM, considering Joanna and Elena are also stage managers. All we have had are stage managers on here.
Patrick in here.
That's true. He'd be more than happy to, I'm sure. I have nothing else to add other than I'm happy to see you both here. Last night was fun in our adventure, and I'm excited for this playback session.
Huzzah! So I guess we should talk a little bit about what Twist is. There could be people watching on Twitch right now who are like, what have I stumbled onto? What is this twist that they're talking about? So Sharon, give us a little blurb about how you would describe Twist.
Yeah, I describe Twist as a combination of escape rooms and strategy games, live and in person, on Zoom. Yeah.
And what is the overarching objective? What are you trying to do during Twist?
You are trying to get tokens, which equate to points. And there are a variety of ways of doing that, depending on which games you're playing. Game or games, because sometimes you're only playing one game. And it's trying to balance the individual games you're playing with the macro game goal of just getting as many tokens as you can.
Absolutely. And one of those games that you all played last night is a game called Face Value. And that's going to kind of be the target of tonight's episode. We're going to use face value to facilitate a conversation about kind of like the evolution of Twist from when we started on 7-Eleven was the very first Twist experience. 7-18 was the very first time face value was played. And so we'll talk about the evolution of Twist in general, but to facilitate that, we're going to focus on face value. And the playback that we're watching this evening is two different perspectives of face value. Last time we did this, we watched the same game happening from two different perspectives, but this time we're going to watch last night's face value, which Sharon's playback that way. Sharon's playback of face value from last night, and we're going to watch Leah's playback of face value from 7-18. So there's two different games, but two very different games in the sense of how it's grown. But Leah, if you can give us a generic kind of pitch of face value, not necessarily new versus old, but just like face value in a nutshell.
Yeah, so face value is one of my favorite games, I think, because it is deceptively simple. Because at face value, it's about giving and getting coins from people. So in current iteration of the game, there are 4 kinds of coins. There's a positive, which is green. There's a negative, which is red. There's a flex coin, which is yellow, can be used as positive or negative. And there's a flip coin, which has special powers that you can use on yourself or other people. And so you sort of chat with people, you mingle a little bit, you sort of try to formulate a strategy, and then there are 5 rounds, 3 rounds. 3 rounds, oh my gosh. There's 3 rounds, and each round you have one of each flavor of coin to give away: green, red, and yellow. At the end of the game, if you've received green coins, they are positive points. If you've received red coins, they're negative points. Yellow can be either, and then they are sort of tallied up, and then your end total, greens minus reds, plus or minus yellows. And then whatever your positive balance is gets translated into macro game tokens. So you can get lots or you can get none, but thankfully nobody loses tokens from face value, which I like. So
Absolutely.
you can gain points, but you can't like end up with no tokens. You can gain tokens, but you don't end up with no tokens.
Totally.
So.
That's brilliant. And it doesn't surprise me that the number of rounds was weird, because that's one of the variables that we've changed every time we play it. Like originally, the first time we're about to see, when Leah played it, it was just 1 round, and you were giving away 2 coins, just a red and a green, no yellow, no flip. So everybody only gave away 2 coins over the course of the entire game, which is very different than it is now, since you're giving away 9, maybe 10 if you use your flip coin. Can you also talk a little, either of you, talk a little bit about the way that we use breakout rooms in Twist, and how, like, in face value specifically, during the first round, it's rooms of 2, second round, rooms of 3, third round, rooms of 4. How do breakout rooms, like in the Twist universe manner, work?
So the breakout rooms are all labeled as different rooms of the house. And depending on the game you're playing, you as the player have the freedom and the rules of whatever game you're playing, have the freedom to move between the different rooms and discuss the different strategies that are potential in each game. And you can often make alliances with people while in those rooms, or lie about said alliances, depending on who you are and how you play this game.
Absolutely. Do you want to add anything, Leah?
Yes, in current iteration of face value, there are 3 rounds. In the first round, you can be in rooms, and the room limit is 2 people, so you're talking one-on-one. Second round, you're talking with more people. Third round, you're talking with more people. And there are sort of different ways, as Sharon said, to utilize those groupings of people, because you can say things one-on-one and then sort of like change up what you're saying, and then find people later and be like, no, that's not, I was lying. The best thing to do in times.
Absolutely. I think that sets up face value nicely for us to dive in and start looking at Sharon's. This is just going to be like a director's like commentary cut. So we'll talk over things that are happening and we can pause as needed. But we're just going to take a look at Sharon's journey from last evening.
I can't remember if we talked a lot last night, Sharon. I don't know that we did.
I don't think you and I did. I just talked to you like in that first round and that was it.
We'll see what my strategy was. Oh, I look mad in that still.
I know. I look bored. I promise I wasn't bored.
We're a little inebriated.
Noting
possible.
this is game 2, so.
Yeah.
Okay, it wasn't that bad. Game 3, different story.
Okay.
You remember what your diary room is, you are free to go back there. If you don't remember, I'm going to reiterate them now.
Oh, can you still not hear it?
Yeah.
Oh, let me try this again. Hold, please.
Gucci.
Gotta.
In that that we just paused on, Sharon was looking directly at herself in this little
Perception.
Yep.
Okay.
That's weird.
We'll take it back.
Fabulous.
Do
So
you
if
hear
you
yourself
remember
now,
what your
Josh?
diary room is,
Great.
you're free to go back there. If you don't remember, I'm going to reiterate them now.
I'm always so awkward in my diary room. Wow, it's been a long time since I played Face Value. I haven't played this game since the beta test in July. The game has changed since then. I really want to go for the macro goal, but don't know how to convince people to give me flip coins.
We'll talk about the macro
One
goal
thing I definitely need to
after.
remember to do is play one of my green coins on myself, since they didn't say you can't do it, and that will give me at least one guaranteed point throughout the game. So, and then it's just talking to people and figuring out who to
What was that,
give
Leah?
other coins to. I'm excited to play this game again. It's been a long time.
Thank you. One more time, Leah. Sorry.
Who have played the game a lot are still surprised that you can do that.
You'll see, I talk about it with Joanna and she actually sends a note to her mod chat to confirm that we're allowed to do it.
Yeah, and I think Kevin last night was also like, what? You can give coins to yourself? And I was like, yeah.
Welcome to Twist. If they don't say you can't do it, you probably can.
All
right.
It's tricky because originally in the original inception creation of this, we tried to leave it as vague as possible. And there were 2 games where no one did it. But then in the third time we played the game, someone asked if they could do it. And then slowly it started spreading around that it was a thing you could do. Most recently, we had a game where we played this with only 9 people. So we had to explicitly be like, you are allowed to do this. You do have to give yourself a coin. But we like to embrace the vague, as Sharon suggested.
I think the wording is you must give each coin to a player in the game, not an opponent or anyone else.
Right.
Don't worry, I cut out most of your confessional where you're just sitting and thinking.
Possible
Where I'm
strategy
just sitting
is playing
awkwardly.
a green coin on someone and then playing the flip coin so that I know I get that green coin. Ooh. That could be fun.
I'm like, I saw your name pop up and I was like, where is she? Hi.
Weird.
This is how we met, I think.
I think it is. I'm like, I haven't played this game since that game.
Me neither.
That's what I was commenting about in my diary room. I'm like, this is so different than when we beta tested it.
I know. Oh my gosh.
I was surprised to see my name in the video.
What name?
My name was on the list of players in the video.
Oh, yes.
I was like, oh, hey.
Yes.
Look, I'm in a Twist video.
You're famous. That's when you know you've made it. I feel like the first time we played this, it was like, everyone give a red coin to Steve.
Yes. We did that. And I feel like we did a lot of forgetting that we couldn't give multiple coins to the same person.
Yes, we'd be like, let's just keep giving them to Steve, and then we're like, no, you
And then they'd keep yelling at us.
yes.
But do you also remember that we had like the schedule of who we had to meet with?
Right, which I think was helpful for the first time, because now it's like I want to just talk to you for the next 5 minutes, but really we need to like. So this makes it harder, I think, having to like
having to choose who we talk to.
And
I know the schedule was
strategize.
We didn't hear that, Josh. Can you come again?
Yeah, this is the problem with face value is a lot of the times you see someone, especially when it's the first game of the session, and you just want to talk with them and like catch up because the Twist family is growing, like you start to like be friends with these people that you've never met in real life. And like you're like, how's your dog? How's your cat? How's your wife? Like you just like want to catch up like about like small talk. And it's really challenging in these rooms because like people like you don't have any idea how long you're going to have. Number one, time just gets away from you in the Twist manner. Like it just like a 10-minute round is over like that. But in this, like the thing we didn't mention, there were 17 people playing the game last night. And that means because there's an odd number of players that there's never going to be enough rooms to have 2 people in every room. So there's one person who's constantly bopping around. So Leah could be alone right now and at any moment could hop into this room, ending the conversation. So like you have to get as much strategy discussed as quickly as possible, but also like, I just want to be friends with you. And like, is it a better strategy to like be a snake and like, let's talk strategy? Or is it better strategy to be like, let's be friends and give each other green coins? Like, who's to say?
We're getting there, Josh. You see it in just a minute.
This was the first, last night, I guess this is the one time I talked with Sharon. Last night was the first night that I was like, this is my strategy. I'm in, I'm out. I have to go talk to as many people as possible, which was kind of.
Me too. This is the first time that I've like really had a very solid strategy and then stuck to it.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's like next I'm going to. Okay.
I had it easy when we had that, just because
in the same room.
I was in the same room the whole time. Everyone came to me.
Like a queen.
Oh, the itinerary.
Okay, so here's having not played this in this long.
Right.
Feeling is I'm not worrying about flip coins personally. I'm like,
Same. I'm like I said it in my diary room. I'm like, I want to, but like no.
So I'm like, look, we're pro Twist players. It's like the macro game is like I'm looking at who's in the lead right now and wanting to like kind of think about that, which I feel bad about, but I'm just kind of like I don't want to go after like the person in last. What we're gonna say?
Yeah, no, I agree with you. It's like, yes, I don't want to, but yeah, like that's what
gotta go out for ourselves.
I think this one is a really good time to just be thinking about macro game.
I think so too. So like right now, Gosh and Julia are in first, Liza and Fouts are in second, and Ben and Ruth are in third. So like I don't remember how many rounds this game is, but like in my head, I'm like, I'll just lie.
Well,
and be
so
like,
there's 3 rounds, and we have a red coin and a yellow coin in each of those rounds. So we could just. I would do it if you would do it.
The thing about this game is like they don't know. You just have to lie.
Do it.
Like,
we just
I give you a yellow coin. Positive.
Yeah, I'll give you my yellow coin. So I forget who it was when we played last time, but someone was really good. I have to say this game is the most I'll give you my flex coin, but wouldn't say how they were going to get it.
I'm not that good.
Did you have anything else you want to defend yourself before we dig more into who you're going to target?
Since we're about to see who exactly Joanna and I are going to target.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to get attacked on Discord later. It's going to be delightful.
What they're talking about right now, again, context is everything, is that like you can play a yellow coin as a positive or as a negative. And originally, and like to briefly touch on evolution, originally you could only give a green coin positive or a red coin negative. And there was like no reason why anyone would want the negative coins. So then we added in this yellow to be like a little vaguer, a little ambiguous. And it's interesting, the very first time we did it, nobody used no one used the yellow coin as negative. And as Twist has grown, it has become more and more socially acceptable to lean into that, because like it's just a game. At the end of the day, it's just a game. And like there are some people who are in first and there are some people who are not. And it's interesting because we also, Face Value was originally like this is the first game you're going to play. And it's really funny because I think that Leah and Joanna on our Discord, on the like day before we had already decided to do Face Value last, they were like, this is such a great game to like begin a twist journey with, because like you're like just getting to meet people. And it's a really interesting, the whole strategy changes when it's not the first game, because then it's not a popularity contest. It's not like you have actual strategies of like, this person has more tokens than I do, they're gonna get a red coin. But I'm super interested why. Maybe you'll talk. I'm gonna stop because I'm, as a viewer right now, I'm super interested in why would you want to give negative yellow coins instead of positive yellow coins. So I'm really excited to see where this is going.
I will also say I was at the end when Eric gave us the recap and said not very many people used their yellow coins as negative.
Yeah.
So hard to keep a poker face during that recap when you made that comment, because I was like, well, I'm one of the people who use them as negatives.
Valid.
Yeah, the only people, Sharon.
Wait, Joanna and I were the only people?
Joanna only used hers as a negative in the first round.
Okay.
So she might have left you hung out to dry a little bit. Joanna, if you're watching Twitch.
She's in the chat. But it's also interesting that the game has evolved this way, because originally we came up with it as a introduction type game of this will give you opportunity to meet everyone else, except we didn't think about the fact that it could not be used that way and be used so much more strategic and aggressive if it isn't the starting game, or if the people already know each other. You don't need to spend that time period talking to each other. So
yeah.
Just gonna have to lie, but I'm not saying I necessarily need to play 6 negative coins. I'm just saying that
but I could see myself definitely playing at least 4.
I agree. So like,
Sharon!
do we want to make a little mini plan, and if it changes, that's fine. But like,
Yeah.
first round, I'm gonna give you my green.
Okay, and I'll give you my green.
I'm gonna see about
And
the
then
yellow.
second round, what we need to do?
What
I remembered.
What?
We can give our green to ourselves.
We can?
They didn't say we can't. This is twist. They didn't say we can't.
I'm gonna just check.
Okay.
Might as well ask. Otherwise, they're gonna just tell us later.
Otherwise, they'll tell us later. Yeah. But like, keep that between us. But
I will.
But like, that was one of the first things I remember from that last time we played. So I'm like, unless that's a rule that's changed.
No, you are so right. I'm just like, you can give a token to any player in the game. You are right, Sharon.
All right, Josh.
We're not telling
the cat's out of the bag now. A single person. So
those
round
that
1,
watch
you and I
know.
are trading greens.
Great. Round 2, we're giving them.
We're so
great. I'm not telling
giddy about this strategy.
Okay.
Don't tell anyone that. But like, so that guarantees you and I at least 2, depending on how many negatives we end up getting.
Do you want to split up who we give red to in this first?
Sure.
Like, can you do Gosh and I do Julia? Because I actually know Gosh from outside this game.
Sure. I don't know either of them, so.
Julia, just because she's in the lead. And then yellow, I don't know. How much time do we have?
Right.
Do I really want to go talk to anyone else? Or
I'm like, do I want to go talk to anyone else, or
make this
or do
strategy?
you want to just make people nervous by you and I just staying here the entire time talking to each other?
They could break this room if they wanted to, couldn't they?
I mean, they could come and break us if they really wanted to.
5
which
minutes
Leah
remaining.
does shortly.
I'm like really secure about this strategy though. So
Me too. I'm excited for this. I was like looking, I'm like, who doesn't? Oh yeah, I'm like, yes, Joanna doesn't have anyone yet.
No, I just was waiting. I was like, I don't have enough of a plan to go after anybody, but this is the correct thing.
I'm excited for this.
Oh, this is
so wait, I'm doing Gosh, right?
And I'm doing Julia. And then I could though next round, because I just want to knock them down.
So why don't we swap next round?
I feel so bad, but I'm like. And then who's in second place are Liza and
Clouds and Liza. I feel like, you know what I'm gonna do? You know what I'm gonna do with both of them? Is I'm gonna give one of them my yellow first round and one of them my yellow second round, but as a negative. Because I feel bad giving either of them a right out red.
But we could
Makes
do
them,
we
like,
could do the same
literally
ones
savage is
and
them
Crowd?
laughing.
switch.
Or do you want
They're discussing knocking them down. They want to take those first players off their pedestal.
It's
we were
also
playing the macro game, Josh.
it's also funny because you guys are talking about one of my favorite twist things, which is like seeing who is in which breakout rooms together.
Right.
Sometimes it actually means something, and sometimes I'm like speculating wildly, and I'm like, they're talking too much. That's an alliance. I got break that shit up. It's one of my
Right.
things to do.
And so we were like, we should just make someone think that, Leah.
Sharon, just so you know. Oh, Leah, finish your thought.
Sharon, I think did I break this room? I don't know.
You did break this room.
You do. Sharon, just so you know, Fouts would like to say in all caps, it's the same thing as a red, Sharon. So
Fair enough. Fair enough. Do the same thing and
Valid.
flop.
Because then they'll each get 2 negatives and we'll just
Yeah.
knock them down.
Yeah, let's do
Sharon,
it.
who do you want to do first?
Who do you want?
I'll do Liza first. So you're
Okay,
saying
I'll
yellow
do Fouts
negative,
first.
and then I'll do Fouts next round. So like really next round, anything we say to people is like,
We have our first 2 rounds completely planned, so you and I just have to completely lie.
I would say if we get caught where like we don't want to piss people off, what we can do is we can move our second round plan to third that people don't think we lie, and then come back and talk to each other again for the third round. Although there'll be more people. I'm forgetting that.
There'll be more people, but we can just say, hey, move the plan or something. Or wait, just come up with a code word. We just need a code word.
I actually think it might be safer, Sharon, to plan on doing it in the third round and not in the second.
And because then you see how the second goes.
Because no one can retaliate. After the third, they don't get a count. The game's over, right?
Well, that's true. That's true. That's true.
So in my head, I'm like, because if they'll know we lied in the second round and come after us in the third.
That's true. Joanna was smart on that one.
So part of me is like taking the second thing.
So I'm saying taking our whole second round and just moving that to the third.
And then no one can retaliate.
And then no one can retaliate on us for that.
I think this is my plan, and if I need you, I'm gonna just be like.
I'm shocked that you all have had
I know. I'll come find you if I need you, because we still got to see how we're.
It's been about 5+ minutes.
Which is
we talked for a good. We talked for the majority of that round.
Yeah.
Like until Leah came and broke us.
Do you have any idea, Leah, what you were doing while this was happening?
Oh, absolutely. So my strategy last night was with the purple magical flip coin, one of the things you can do with it is you can play it on yourself, and that will take all of your tokens and flip them to what like if they're red, it'll flip them green. If they're flex negative, it'll flip them flex positive, and vice versa.
Yeah.
And as you can see, it's a little bit tough often to decide who to give your red coins to, and it gets harder and harder later in the game. So I decided last night that I was going to collect negative tokens and use my flip coin on myself. So this whole time, I think I might have talked to Joanna first and been like, oh, this is my strategy. Don't tell anyone, but I think I'm going to try it. And then I was hopping around and talking to as many people as I could, saying, hey, will you give me your negative coin? Sometimes if people were like a little unsure, I would promise them a green coin. There were Brendan had a really great strategy last night, and we were making a plan for the second round. But so that was my first round. But I wanted green coins in later rounds also. So I was tallying for myself who I was asking for negative coins from, because I didn't want to like max it out, because if too many people gave me negative coins, nobody could give me positive coins in later rounds.
Right.
So I ended up asking 5 or 6 people for negative coins. I also gave myself my negative coin, and that I was like more so than I've ever done before.
Which is so fascinating, because it's a completely the antithesis of the strategy we're seeing here to like stay in one room the entire time. You were trying to see as many faces as possible within this 10-minute window.
Yeah. And it was a lot. I was seeing a lot of people.
And you successfully pulled your flip coin off, because you would have ended round 1 with -5 points, but since you used your flip coin, you got +5 points coming out of the first round.
Yeah.
So a
And Leah, I will tell you, when you asked me to do it, I did actually do it.
Thank you.
I swapped that part of my strategy to round 2.
Thank you.
Yeah, Sharon gave you her
You're one
yellow.
of the only people I didn't lie to in this game last night.
People would come out in the wash tonight.
We're gonna do second round, but
Yeah, I know. I'm like, but we are doing a really, really solid job of taking 2 away from the top
top 4.
places
Yeah.
and giving ourselves
And giving ourselves a solid 2 each.
So I feel okay about the second round being like an honest, like nice player
Right.
approach.
Right. Well, okay, so yeah. The one question is,
yes,
in the second round, do we want to each give Ben? I'll take Ben and you take Ruth and give them our reds, at least for second round, and then we can figure out our flex and our green. But
Joanna's face is maniacal. Just
and if I speak to one of them, I can say,
last
"I'm giving you my yellow."
She did.
Right, exactly, perfect. So I'll take Ben.
Okay, so Ruth would be
your red.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay.
But
so then we're really knocking him down.
Give Ruth a red coin, Joanna.
Wow. This is mods. You see this? This is how.
So it's me and Leah on the Twitch stream tomorrow. So I'm sure this conversation will appear tomorrow.
Hi. Oh no, I'm breaking the room. Can
Okay, I'll go. It's fine. Are you frozen? Am I frozen? I'm frozen.
Oh no.
Okay, I'll leave you.
Okay, thank you.
Bye, Joanna.
Sharon, will you give me your negative coin?
Are you gonna flip coin?
I'm gonna try. I really want to try it.
Right? Joanna and I were like, I want to, but like we're not even gonna try. So
I'll give you my flex positive.
Okay. I can give you my flex negative. Yeah.
I will take it.
And both of you were honest.
You got it. I'm gonna do it in round 2. You and I were honest with each other.
Oh no, I need it this round.
Oh, you need it this round?
I'm flipping myself this round.
Okay, that's fine. I can do it this round.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yep. The one where I was all of a sudden, okay. Oh shoot. Very specific about like I need your negative coin this round and no other.
Right. And like I realized that because like as you just saw, Joanna and I were like, oh wait, but I have a coin in round 2. So it's like, okay, that was me literally in my notebook writing, okay, I gotta change who I'm giving my round 1. I'll do what I said I was gonna do in round 1 with my flex coin in round 2 so that I can give Leah the coin this round.
Yay, it worked. So good. I'm so intense. This is like my intense twist. This doesn't happen very often.
It's funny because when you're in it, it feels very, very like the stakes feel very high and it gets very competitive. But it's also interesting. I think one of the really beautiful things about the community is like everyone is like cheering each other on. Like if you haven't gotten a win yet, people are like really excited for you. They're like, I want you to get that win. And like,
there was lots of talk about getting a win for Leah last night.
Everyone loves Leah. And like you're so close. And you coming out of this game, you were on top, but that put a big target on your back, like going into the next game. So it's also about like momentum and pacing so that like you don't come out of the gate too strong. Yeah. You played this game so well, and both of you are excellent players. That's why you're here with us. But like I think one of the really cool things is how competitive it feels in the moment. But like afterwards, like we like wash it off, like clean slate, new game next time. All is fair. Love and twist, as the shirts say.
So I am wearing the same shirt last night that I wore tonight. I only have one twist shirt. I'll change. Just, oh my gosh. Do I think that's enough? I don't know.
And now Leah was only in this room for like 5 seconds.
I wonder if Joanna's giving me one too. I'll ask her.
I don't know. She didn't tell me.
Why? You know what? I'm just gonna.
First lie.
Okay. Ooh. Fancy.
So everyone is now in the foyer with me. You are in the.
What was that, Josh? 10 minutes in.
Sharon had only seen 2 people in that entire 10-minute window.
That's crazy.
Nope.
This moment in your private moderator chat
Who had you talked to, Leah? Do you remember?
I'm literally trying to look at.
Not everyone is in here. Give it a second, and then the last few will pop in.
Indicating who you want to give your red coin, your green coin, and your yellow coin to. And with your yellow coin specifically, you want to indicate whether you're giving it as a positive or a negative. Again, if you want to use your flip coin, you need to do, if you want to use your flip coin for round 1, you want.
Okay, I think this is everyone
I think I had
except
talked
Ricky.
because I talked to everyone else, but I think to Julia and Gosh and Brendan, and I think I might have talked to Fouts. I think I talked to Ben. I talked to Kevin really briefly. Talked to Heather.
Brendan and Fouts did you dirty. They did not give you their red coins, but
no. And that can't remember if I talked to Fouts about it. Brendan, I knew was not giving me one because we had a deal for round 2.
Gotcha. The red coins, the negatives that you received were Gosh, Julia, which you, both of those you knew, Leah, yourself, Liza, and Sharon. Were your 5 red coins this round that turned into.
I think that may have been all that I was expecting. I can't remember. I deleted my notes.
To do that now, and if you want to do any inspections, you want to indicate those now. I'm going to slowly start releasing people from this room back into the manor. That doesn't mean you've done anything wrong. That just means that they've already put in their coins and they didn't have any problems.
I have
Brendan,
a question.
1 second. Brendan, you are good to go. Jack, you are good to go. And you turn the volume. Can you just let it run under us? Liza, the volume low.
Yeah.
Question from Heather. Can we talk
Yes.
about
So the flip
inspections and
coin.
why it might? Yes.
How many of those do we get for the 3 rounds?
Everyone gets 1 flip coin for all 3 rounds.
So,
okay.
You can only use it one of the rounds, and you don't have to use your flip coin if you do not want to.
One thing I'll say is like even though I had my strategy planned out, I didn't split until I came back to the foyer every night.
Inspections.
Yeah. So there are 2 ways that you can inspect people, and you can spend a macro game token to inspect, and you can either inspect yourself, and you can find out what kind of coins you received, but not who they came from. So if you inspected, you might see that you received 5 reds and someone played a purple on you or something like that. You can also spend a token to inspect somebody else, and that will tell you how they allocated their free coins. So like if I had wanted to check that Sharon was telling me the truth, I could spend a token and it would say she gave her green to this person, she gave her red to this person, she gave her flex to this other person.
Absolutely. And have either of you ever used the inspection mechanic in this game?
I did not last night. The last time I played, I did, but I did not last night. It was not a strategy I used last night.
Yeah.
Because coming out of the first game, I didn't gain any tokens in the first game, so I didn't want to spend, again, thinking about the macro game, I didn't want to spend tokens.
Absolutely.
Oh wait, I think I might pop into this room and do a really shady, like, hey, come talk to me over here. Can't remember if that happened.
I don't remember.
Hello.
How are you gentlemen doing?
Good. How are you?
Excellent.
I like the shirt, Kevin.
Thank you very much. I'm gonna make a fresh cocktail, but we can talk still.
Sounds good.
Where did you
I'm just gonna wait till the next break.
Where did you get these shirts from?
From the Magical Twist Etsy store.
Yeah. The
Shameless plug.
who is not moderating this evening, Eric Mayer, runs an Etsy shop with some merch.
Oh, Brendan's breaking us.
Broken.
Oh, did I? I didn't mean to.
It's okay.
Sorry.
Sure.
Wait, no, there's 9 people allowed. Oh, there's 3 people per.
It's 3.
Copy that. Sorry. Yeah, you're broken.
I'll leave.
Bye,
It was
Kevin.
an accident. Bye, Kevin. Actually, wait. Okay, how are you guys doing?
Fine. Brendan, I feel like I barely talked to you during.
I know. I feel the same. I think there's a few people that I barely talked to.
And now Leah's breaking us.
Brendan, do you want to go talk?
Yeah, let's go talk. Let's go to the bar.
Yoink.
He came in here and broke us up, and then he left.
Such a
And
bad
then
idea.
Sharon's like,
Hey,
out,
Sharon?
bye.
Hi, Sharon.
I swapped my flex last round, but John's face trying to figure
We'll
out
do it
what
this
Joanne
round.
and I are talking about is great.
What?
You could just say, Sharon.
This
What
is-
are you saying? The second and third that we talked about?
So no, first and second. So I gave my flex to someone different in the first round.
Oh, okay.
I will give it-
You're yellow.
My yellow, but I will
Okay.
give my yellow to that person in this round.
Sharon and I were in a
Or
duo
link.
the first round, so that's where we're at. But this room is great because now I don't have to lie to anybody.
Right.
I also forgot that they can inspect, so I'm really hoping that they don't.
I'm hoping no one inspects me. Yeah.
Okay. Does anybody have a green that they're willing to part with?
I would. Could we? Yes. I would love a green for a green, or I will take a yellow positive. But
Same.
Okay.
Do we want to do like a 3-way trade?
Yes.
let's do a three-way
that.
trade,
Easy
So
peasy.
I can give to John.
right?
Oh.
John, I'll give you my green.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh wait.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So Sharon will give me her green. I will give my green to Joanna then.
All three of you got greens. All of you are being honest in this.
Yeah, we were honest this round. As Joanna and I said in our original plan, we're gonna have a nice round 2, and we did.
Paying
But
it forward.
You guys had already scheduled your negatives, but you hadn't promised your positives yet, correct?
We hadn't promised our positives or our flex.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I already gave to Sharon though, so I can't. So what we can do is
Joanna can give to you, and John, you could give me your green next round.
And I'll give
or
Joanna,
a positive.
Or
like
a
you
positive.
just have to
It could be your yellow positive too.
Okay, sorry. So I'm giving Joanna my green this time,
I'm giving you my green this time.
and I will give Sharon a positive next round.
Unless you still have your yellow this round.
I do.
So why don't you just give me your yellow positive this round? Joanna and I will both give you our greens.
There
this
you go.
round.
Thank you.
So you're getting
and then that way
two.
we all get 2.
Perfect.
Because Joanna and I have traded.
Already traded.
Yeah. All right. I like this. This
John
is good.
gets my green. This is terrible.
John is getting my green.
I don't want to go anywhere else.
I'm like, we can just hang and talk. I'm good here.
Yeah, I'm just gonna give my red out arbitrarily because I don't give a shit who gets fucked.
Might I suggest looking at the leaderboard?
That's what I was saying.
That too, yeah. I like at least pretending to be an agent.
I'm a
of
horrible
chaos,
human
but yes,
being.
you're right.
So Sharon,
You're playing the game.
Yes.
what do we think about? Wait, so we already had I'm confused. Oh, I know who I'm giving my red to, but I don't know who I'm giving my yellow to? Question mark.
Gosh has
Right.
9 coins, by the way.
I know
Right.
Gosh is who I am giving my red to.
Well, hang on, but I do think from if I remember from last
the
time,
coins.
the coins are only coins. They're not positive or negative.
So Gosh may have already gotten some negative coins.
Right. Those could be negatives.
Correct.
Right.
Josh, can you tell us what the breakdown was of Gosh's coins the first round?
Yeah.
I'm super curious.
So Gosh in the first round received 2 green coins, 5 red coins, and 1 flex negative coin. So that was 6. They received 6 negative coins and 2 positives. So it balanced out to -4. However, Gosh was brilliant, as Gosh is, and flipped. So Gosh ended up getting 4 positive coins, the same as Leah got 5 positive coins. So both of them had brilliantly used flip coins in that first, because Gosh knew that they had a target on their back. So like brilliantly was expecting to get reds and flipped them into greens.
Because Gosh was leading. Yeah.
Right.
And also for Gosh to be a first-time player and do that well, like it's taken me 18,000 times playing face value to figure out a strategy that works. And Gosh came in and was like, boop, boop, I'm amazing.
Well, flip that.
Amazing.
They're brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay. What did that message say?
I have no idea.
Let's see. Ben got 5 coins. Gosh got 9 coins.
Okay.
Joanna, you got 1.
Yeah, I think that's just what you gave me.
I've got 2. I got 2 that round. Interesting.
I also got 2. I don't know how that happened.
I don't know how that happened. Julia got 6. Leah got 6. Liza got 5. Ben got 5.
Yeah, I feel like the way we're playing this means we're not like campaigning for a lot of people to give us good coins. We're playing it kind of safe, but that's
which I'm okay with. I'm definitely all about the safe game.
Yeah.
That is my story with Twist. I'm just like right in the middle.
Yeah, same. I'm like,
I somehow won on
person
Halloween,
who's won
and I'm
twice.
still not sure how I did
Yeah,
that.
you did. Yeah, you did. That's awesome.
I've never won. I've engaged. I think it was with Leah, but I don't remember because you play enough times with enough.
Right. Yeah. The absolutely delicious margarita.
Cheers to that.
It bested many people last year.
It did.
Yet it appears he is drinking a martini.
Yeah, he had moved on at this point.
He had moved on
Shifted.
at this point.
Yes.
The games meld in your head, yeah.
Yeah, but so we were playing Bounty, and I fucked somebody over in the most epic amount of subversion. I got her. She had
it was
me
Leah, apparently,
as her bounty.
So did you swap with her?
No, and I got her to vote for my bounty, thinking that my bounty was her bounty.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, it was wonderful.
Oh, we're broken.
Oh, no.
I will leave.
Adriana.
Bye.
Bye. It's lovely.
Lovely.
I'm gonna go talk to Ruth.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello. How are you? I'm
Good.
gonna go talk to a person who I know that I
talk earlier. I missed
stabbing in the back. Hello, Heather.
Look, it's
sorry. I'll leave. I was here last. I'm going.
See you next round, hopefully. Okay, bye.
When we can get 4 in a room, it'll be better. Hi. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good here.
I'm good. I have no idea what I'm doing.
It's okay. Me neither.
Well, welcome to Twist. Even though you've played before, Ruth, welcome to Twist. Those of us who have played a long time still have the time to say to each other, what are we doing?
I haven't played this one before. You know?
I last played this one during the very first beta test in July and haven't played it since. Not the first one, but so it's changed a bit.
Good for you. So are any of you in groups making master plans?
No.
No.
Nobody's offered me a group for a master plan, so I'm here throwing coins out independently.
And this is where Sharon's journey of lots and lots
I
and lots
heard
of
in
lies
round
during
1
face
that
value
everyone
starts.
was ganging up on Ben for some reason, and they were giving him all of their red coins.
Interesting.
But why?
I
He's
don't
nowhere near the top of the list.
It may be grudges from a previous game that does happen in Twist.
Correct.
And he had one.
Ben was a huge snake the last time I played with him, so it's a possibility.
Oh, is Ben not to be trusted? Is that what you're saying?
He pulled off a pretty big deception last time.
Oh.
He what?
He pulled off a pretty big deception on us last time.
Interesting. I'll keep that in my back of my head as I tool around the manor.
Yeah, not to sway you or anything, but
no, I'm just gonna keep it in the back of my head.
Don't look at me. Look at somebody else.
Into another room just for the heck of it, because there's still people
not
I
it.
talk to.
Okay.
Bye.
Hey, Heather.
Yes.
Have you committed your positive coin to anyone yet this round?
I did sympathy commit it to Ben.
Okay.
He was also the first person I chatted with. And now I'm getting all of my things mixed up because I tried to give someone a second coin.
Oh. Have you given your yellow coin yet?
Julia.
I have, yes.
Okay. I love the way Julia enters. I was going to offer as fellow gin lovers that we could swap green coins.
Hey, next round we could swap yellow coins.
I also just love the conversation continues, and she's just like,
yeah, I mean, like positive. Oh, yeah, we're free. I was like, wait a second.
This is my favorite strategy. Is just come into a room and sit and let them keep talking. Because I know we can't call them with our videos off, but I just like to sit and sort of hear what I'm hearing, and then I'll come into the conversation. But it's just nice to get.
You'll see, I think Julia was just very polite and was like, I just didn't want to interrupt you.
So
also had a fairly large target on her back, right? Because she was one of the people in first place coming out of the first game.
She was up top.
Yeah, she was. I had to go back and look at my notes.
And she received 6 coins in round 1. So not a super cozy place to be.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, are we being broken?
I just was like, I don't want to interrupt. Like,
No, you're fine. No, you're fine, Julia. Heather, I'm up for that next round.
Okay, copy that. I'll write it down.
I'm writing it down right now because otherwise I'm gonna forget. And I'm
Hello,
Julia. Again.
Hi, how are you? I've got coins to give, coins
Do
to
you?
take.
Do you?
Yeah.
I still have coins to give this round too.
Okay, cool. Honestly, maybe this is like not the vibe, but I would take a negative coin if people want to throw some red coins.
Actually, yeah, I kind of need to give away a negative coin.
Yeah, like just make it easy. You're not hurting anyone's feelings.
Exactly. I can do that for you, Julia.
That would be super nice. I
So
maybe should have done that the first round because I saw I got 6 coins and I was like, well, I definitely didn't talk to 6 people about giving.
She got 6 coins at the end of this round or the next round? Or the last round?
At the end of last round, she got 6 coins. At the end of this round, she gets 6 coins as well. And all of them are negative, and she uses her flip coin.
I'm assuming she used her flip coin. When anyone who is asking for negative, it's like, oh, you're going to use your flip coin.
Totally. But then if you think that they're going to use their flip coin, do you actually want to dump your red on them, or do you want to give them a green?
Right.
Yeah. I didn't think about that last night.
I think it depends on who it is. I can't remember who I was talking to at some point, but it was someone who had who'd gotten a significant number of coins. And like, oh, I'm collecting negatives and we're gonna flip. And I was like, yes. And I fully was like, absolutely not. And they said they were gonna use their flip, and I think I may have actually given them a positive because of that.
Which is brilliant.
I can't remember. So I think it depends on who it is.
Yeah.
Like, in this situation, I would not have given it to her because she was close, you know.
Right.
Exactly.
Be good coins.
And I think I told her I was going
Well,
to, but
I know
didn't,
that 2
because
people
I had already given her a
got
negative
2 coins,
previously.
and both of them
To Julia?
Yeah.
told me they gave me sympathy coins for being in last place.
Ah, there you go.
So I thought that was
there you go.
Julia,
do you have a green coin or a flex coin to give?
I have a flex coin that I could give to one of you, and then a negative coin, which is probably not helpful.
I mean, you can give Sharon the flex coin. I'm perfectly okay.
Heather was so nice.
The negative coin.
But were you in last place? Now I feel bad. Well, I don't want to give. I'm not going to give it unless you're going to flip yourself. Then I'll give you the negative coin. But I'm not.
That's what I'm thinking. Maybe I'll.
There you go. So give Heather your negative. She'll flip you. I'll give you my negative.
Great. And Sharon, do you want my flex to positive or flex to negative?
That would be flex to positive would be amazing.
Great. I will do that for you.
So my goal at this point was just to I like this plan and then have people and lie to them, but get them to give me positive coins.
Please the people.
Was my goal because I already knew where I was allocating all my coins.
Right.
And I have this point. Next round.
Yes.
That's incredible. So, you've like really worked this out. I saw you before when I played the one mini game though, Sharon. I'm like, she knows what's up. We follow her around.
That's right. We did play before together.
I played like one very small mini game, and then I was
Which
like,
one was it?
It was antiquing.
Oh, antiquing. Okay. Yeah.
A game that is currently.
I want to play that one again. Yeah. I know. I haven't signed up for any December games yet. I need to decide which ones I want to play.
Yeah, it's a super cool idea.
It is. I love it. I keep trying to get more people to join the Twist family.
Yes. Yeah.
Working on it.
It's great. My roommate brought me in. I'm trying to bring in more people. It's a lot of fun.
Abby Betts.
My brother and sister-in-law super
shout out in the chat.
Like, they've just had schedule conflicts with like every game.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to get. I'm trying to get some of the teachers, some of my colleagues, the other teachers at my school.
First time
I want them to try it
like
first because
have
then you're
like
talking
an
about like if
anchor
people
that you
like it, then we could like talk to the principal about like getting them to like
dynamic duo partner alliance it up. You have someone to be like, what is happening?
Yeah, and I feel like schools and like places like
I feel
bigger
like that would be
institutions are
super
always known for,
helpful.
like, team building, like.
And I remember when I first
this is a
played,
good one.
I was very intimidated because a lot of people knew each other and I didn't know
My mom's a teacher,
anyone.
so I'm like, yes.
Totally. It's really overwhelming. This twist in general is overwhelming no matter how many times you've played it, which is why we always begin with like, embrace the anxiety, it's gonna be okay, we're just here to have fun. And like, it's really overwhelming when everybody seems like they know each other, everyone already has friends, everybody already knows the rules to the games that we're playing. So like,
I think
I hear them and I understand it.
Yeah.
It's tough to break
It's like,
that.
I definitely know I have certain players that I gravitate towards when I play now.
Of round 2.
Totally.
We're gonna rinse and repeat, do the same thing.
I do think that there's sort of like a nice thing that started happening now where it's like those of us who have played quite a few times, like I think there's sort of like this kind of unspoken rule that like we'll stab each other in the back early on, but like with the new players we'll stab them in the back in the second game, but like in the first game.
But in the first game we're nice. Yeah.
You get a free pass.
But like onboarding, welcome, and like I find that like at least the way that I start these interactions is like if I'm in a 2-person room with someone I've never talked to before, I just kind of pretend like I know them already. And like I talk to them the same way that I would talk to Sharon, and I would talk to Joanna or Ben or someone, you know, who I spend a lot of time talking to. But it's kind of I don't know. I feel like there's this sort of like, because like we want people to come back, like, you know, and I love the game so much that like we play again and again and we want like to like,
we don't want this to be like a one time.
Yeah.
We actively want the community to grow and for everyone to feel welcome here and for it to be like inclusive. And if people are listening and they want to join the community, like you should take what Leah's saying to heart. I feel like a lot of the people who have played before feel similarly. And like, if you feel overwhelmed, like that doesn't mean that, like, yes, that's okay. Embrace it, sit with it, like feel your emotions, but also like everyone wants to be friends. Like no one is trying 100%. To stab you in the back in real life. Like it's like we want to play this game together. It's like Survivor. Like you have the biggest villains in Survivor who are like going head to head, but at the end of the day, it's just a game. Like
yeah, and it's also like this sort of like anxiety. It's like I feel it less every time I play, but like last night, Joanna and I were texting each other before the gaming, like, oh my God, the anxiety is starting. It's like, it just, you know, it just happened.
Yeah, it's a natural part of it, I think. But that's one of the things I love about it. Yeah. But then I see all the people I've played with before and it calms it a bit.
Totally.
And now we get to watch me be real awkward in a room of 2 people I've stabbed in the back. This game.
I don't know what to do.
I don't know. Oh, no, the one thing I have 1 coin committed.
One committed.
I have no coins committed. I don't know where folks are. Well, Sharon, I already gave you a coin. So
yeah, you and I already traded, so we're good.
Maybe Sharon, I haven't given you anything. Do you want positives?
I'm looking for positives, ideally.
That's easy.
Thanks, Liza.
Anytime.
What are you looking for? I haven't given.
Sorry, Liza. A positive could be cool. We could trade positives.
We can trade positives. I'm game. Yeah.
Sweet. Yay.
Nope.
Okay,
I'm gonna go find some other people.
Sweet.
That was easy.
I think if you have one person in your room, people try to find you. So look at that. There we go.
Eliza, we went to the same place.
I'll leave. I'm leaving.
No, it's
no,
4.
we're good at 4.
Oh my God, that's right. Shut up. What?
Room limits change.
Handle it. What are you guys thinking?
Well, honestly, last game after I sabotaged Dwyer, I feel like I have a target on my back, so I'm just spreading the love this game. So I'm like turning all my yellows to greens and like, who wants one? So.
I mean, if you've got an extra, I'll take it.
You know, I
don't feel pressured.
Planning if you guys want reds instead, but right now I have nothing assigned.
Audrey, I could swap yellow positives with you.
Yeah, awesome.
Cool.
Yeah, I can do that.
Game.
I have nothing planned for this round, so
I'm really curious how many coins I ended up promising in this
do you have
last
someone
round.
you want me to give a
'cause
red
I
one to? That's
definitely
what I've got
promised
left.
way too many coins to people.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Also crazy.
If you want to name a person,
Right. This is
Yeah.
all you've seen of Ben, just about.
Yeah, this is the first time I've seen Ben. Yeah,
And Michael, you haven't talked to at all.
and I think I do talk to Michael like a tiny bit at the end of this round, if I remember correctly.
I think, yeah.
Maybe.
Gosh, Jack.
Barely saw
Yeah,
Ricky.
oh, no, there's several people. I don't think I saw Jack at all during face value.
I don't think so either.
Jack.
Jack, where were you hiding? Come on.
Yeah.
Or was Sharon running from you?
you can gang up on somebody.
And have you used your flip yet?
No, I have not.
Because
I haven't either, and I'm probably not going. Oh, that was this conversation.
We could
Yeah.
give you reds, and then you could flip to green.
Oh.
That sounds good. So who do you want to give reds to?
You, and then you can flip
Like if we give you
Oh
reds.
no, I don't want to do that.
You know?
No. Because I've already heard that I've been targeted earlier in this game, so I don't want people to continue to target me. That's not gonna happen.
But it's the last round. They can't come after you after this round.
That's true.
And you're just gonna turn the reds to green anyways.
Oh,
with
that's
your
true. You're right. Yeah.
So-
All right. You know what? Wait. So you flip and you flip on your. Oh, you flip
But, like
yourself.
if you use it on yourself, it's gonna swap all of yours. Like if you played it on Liza, you would get whatever she got.
So Ben, I can give you my red.
So we
Sharon,
could all give Ben. I could give you my red as well.
And then Liza, I could give you my green.
Yeah, easy.
Well, so
Love
I
it.
actually used my flip on the.
So what was that arrangement? And what actually happened, Josh?
Because he already used his flip.
Oh, just keep listening because it changes. This
Oh,
is
great.
listening.
First
Just
round,
wait.
though.
Oh, okay.
Oh, never mind.
Never mind then. Sorry, Ben.
Tribute. I can flip my yellow to a red, and someone can flip themselves.
I've already used my flip.
As have I. I love that we all lied about that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just wanted to.
Liza-
I don't know how
never
to use
used
the
my
flip.
flip.
I just used the first round.
Liza is the only person who used her flip. Nobody else has.
We like kept changing our story in this conversation.
Adriana and Ben both use it at the end of this round
On themselves or on other people?
on themselves.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know if it worked or not.
I never used mine.
I'm gonna go chat up other rooms. I'll be back.
All right.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Adriana, we've got our plan.
We got our plan. Yellow greens.
Yellow greens. I like it.
Yellow greens. All right.
Concentration phase.
This is the trying to find a breakout room.
So
Hi,
Sharon, to give you a
Hello.
negative.
Oh.
I'm breaking the room.
Ah, seriously,
Brendan.
we were just talking about you.
What about me?
About our
Okay.
about our little tryst.
Oh, did the two of you have a tryst?
I don't know.
We have a
Where were we?
We have a tryst in the bedroom.
Well, Sharon, I've already promised Sharon my green token this round, anyways. So.
Right.
Yeah, and I was telling Brendan I promised a positive coin this round, so I don't know that the full plan might not work.
Okay.
I was trying.
Brendan was
okay.
very
It
committed
was
to
a good
this
effort.
plan.
It is a good idea. Tell Sharon about it because I think it's fascinating.
I was trying to get
Oh.
a triangle of people to agree to give a positive coin and a flex coin in opposite directions so that you're all
Oh.
2 tokens.
Oh, I like it.
I haven't given you anything, Sharon.
Basically what
so if
Joanna and I
if
did with
anyone
each
has a
other
positive coin
instead
to
of as a
spare
triangle.
and hasn't given a coin to Sharon, we could do it now.
I just have I have a red coin to give away.
That's
and
all I
haven't
have at this point too.
I don't
I
want
haven't
to
promised anything this round.
Brendan,
Not a
give
thing.
anybody a negative.
I have a positive left.
I would just do a 1-for-1 trade with you then, because
Can we just-
I've promised nothing.
Why don't we just do that to
Yeah.
get as many as possible? So I'm gonna give
You
you
know what?
my
Hey, Brendan,
Mm-hmm.
if you want to give me your flex positive, I can give you my flex positive
Okay.
because I haven't given my red yet, and I had told someone I was gonna give them a flex negative, so
Okay.
I can swap those things around.
I'm good with that.
So those are both of your positives,
So
Brendan.
many lies.
I love that. That's it. So I
I
just
like
have a
it.
red. This is where I ended up last
I
time.
just have a
I had a
red
red coin with
too.
nothing to do with.
Yeah, I have to figure that out.
Who should we give red to?
Yeah, who do we want to give red to?
Maybe we should split 2 and 2. Depending on
I
who we've
think-
already given it to. Whoa.
You know, okay, I love
The third
but
round's so hard because you're like, I don't know.
I feel like Ruth has a very good strategy.
Which is?
I don't know, but it's Ruth, so she has to have a strategy.
I haven't given her a coin yet.
I haven't
I
given
haven't
it to
either.
Ruth either.
Which, Sharon, you and I talked about that loosely earlier, and I
We could
haven't
give it
given
to
it to
Ruth.
her.
Oh, I haven't done it yet either. Let's just do it.
All 4 of us on Ruth?
Oh,
Are you kidding?
So nice.
Okay, yes, but
Whole
lips are
conversation with her
sealed
telling her
because
how good
Ruth
she
is
was.
amazing. Okay.
We're gonna get like smited or something. I don't know.
Well, then maybe
it's
I'm
also
just
the
gonna
last
tell her
round, and we're not
Yes.
going to be revealed.
You want to be
Until now.
revealed. I'm good with that because that's
I'll
the
just
only
go
thing
now.
this is happening every round. I only try to make deals about good
Until on
coins, and then I have a red
Twitch.
coin that I don't know.
Right.
Unless we should. Do we know anyone else that we're worried about? We
So
should
Ruth-
split up 2 and 2.
Kevin.
So Ruth in this round got 3 positives, 1 negative, and 1 flex positive. So she ended up getting 3 points in this round. We did not do 4 reds on Ruth. I need the internet to know. Ruthless. Continue.
People have gone after Gosh. I think people have gone after
Kevin.
Kevin.
I worry
Kevin.
about
I
Kevin
think
too.
Kevin's a
He's getting
sleeper.
a lot of positives.
So
Who?
can we do 2
Kevin.
on Kevin, 2 on Ruth?
Okay.
I can't
I
play
can't do
anything
Kevin,
else on
but
Kevin.
I can do Ruth.
I'll
I
play.
can do
I'll
Ruth.
do Kevin then.
Okay.
Okay, I haven't done Ruth yet, and Joanna and I had briefly talked Ruth, so I'll do Ruth.
Okay. I'll do Ruth
Brendan
too.
and Karen,
Okay.
neither.
can't
Oh
play
no,
anything.
no, Heather can't do.
I can't play on
I had
Kevin.
done Ruth in a
Oh,
previous
I
round.
can't either.
You play.
You had done a negative on Ruth previously?
Yes,
So you were crediting it to back then. I see.
exactly. Ruth and I'll do Kevin. That's fine.
Okay, you sure?
Okay.
Oh no, and then I
Yeah.
switch and say
I'm
I'm
gonna
doing
bounce
Kevin.
around
Well,
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's a good
works.
plan.
This works for me. I don't really
Excellent.
know what's happening.
Me
Right.
neither.
I'm like I've got my notes. I think I'm good.
Sharon, I think I'm good with what we talked about earlier. So
I think I'm
It's okay.
fine,
I'll leave
Joanna.
if you want to continue that conversation.
Oh,
Because it's way too nice.
Aw,
That's so nice
that
of
was
her.
sweet of her. I hadn't played on myself yet, which I'm going to now.
No, I haven't either. I'm going
But
with our
then
original plan.
Brendan's trying to like get me to do this like trio thing, which
Yeah.
would require both my positives, and I'm like,
Right.
no.
I think I've promised like 6 positives this round.
I
I've
mean,
been
do
lying
whatever
so
you wanna
much, Joanna.
do.
I've like been trying to find you and been like,
I saw
talked to so many people.
with Fouts and Liza or something, and I was like, oh no, what's happening there?
What that I was with? Yeah,
I was just like, wow, I'm avoiding them like the plague.
right. No, I ended up with them, and I'm like,
Yeah, I'm like, I actually never
I
ended
think
up.
I'm doing okay lying. We'll see. I think
Like about this game in particular, and maybe Twist like overall macro, is that you can lean into the deception as much as you want, but you don't have to. I think it's interesting that Sharon like did lean into the deception in this one, and you're saying self-admittedly that this is like the most that you've ever lied in Twist.
I tend to always play the nice side every other time I've played, and I leaned in hard this time, and it was interesting.
Totally, but you don't have to. Like you can
Right.
be honest if you want. And I think that a lot of players, when they're first starting their Twist journey, do go the Sharon route. That like you are just like trying to like you're a little baby Bambi, like trying to figure out, find your footing. And so you're super honest, which is fine. And then as you get your footing and you're like, okay, now I kind of understand, I'm sussing out the situation. And then you're like, I'm going to try just a little lie. And then you're like, ooh, that was fun. And then you're like, I'm going to do a little bit more. And like, as you find your footing.
And then this happens.
And then this happens. And then we create a monster.
One of my favorite times that I've played Face Value is I did a lot of like not lying, where like none of the statements that I said were objectively false, but like none of them, but they like conveyed a different truth than the truth that I meant, if that makes any sense.
Yep.
Lie by omission.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I'm lying in real life, so it felt there was just a huge adrenaline rush.
Well, and if, that's what Joanna and I were talking about in the beginning. It's like we'll just lie to people about our yellow coins. We'll promise yellow coins because it
gives
easier
vagueness.
to lie by omission about with those.
Totally. And like we invite that behavior, like it's encouraged. This is a social manipulation game. I think Leah in the social manipulation, but in a fun way. And like you are allowed to lie and twist. Like you aren't supposed to lie in real life. There's like morals and ethics that like humans live by. But like in the twist manner, like anything goes. All is fair in love and twist. And like you are invited to lie. You are invited to manipulate to like your own gain. And sometimes it goes well and sometimes it doesn't. But like that's
And
part
this
of
time it went well for me, but this is like the first time I really embraced that invitation.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna end up with some extra greens this round. I don't know.
I hope so. I'm rooting for you. I never gave a token to Fouts. Who is it? Hello.
Ben, hello.
Think we're about to be told that it's over.
Yeah, because we got 2 minutes like 3 minutes ago. So
all right.
You got us.
Did I give that token to Brendan? Should
I?
I
I
guess
don't know.
I don't really want him coming after me, but I don't know.
I mean, I think Brendan's pretty trustworthy.
Right. I'm gonna keep my plan. I'm gonna just.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stick with
okay. Foyer time.
Okay.
Here we go.
Drama school.
All right, friends, this is our final round of face value. We're almost done with this game and onwards to our next break. But before that, we are going to do our final submissions. This is your final set of coins, your last green, red, and yellow coins. Again, if you want to use your flip coin, if you have not used your flip coin yet, now is the last time you can use it. We don't have anyone who has reached 5 flip coins yet. Now might be the time, God bless you. Now might be the opportune moment, bless you again, to get 2 more coins. I'm going to start releasing people into the hall.
I think that's all.
Yeah, I don't
just about
need to watch me release people. Fabulous. So that ends Sharon's twist journey. And at the end of that, by the end, Sharon walked away with 7 points total, which is the second highest amount of points. Sharon tied with Ricky, another player that we only saw briefly in that entire 30-minute journey. Leah, do you remember if you interacted with Ricky in your...
I think I did briefly.
Which is crazy. That means that someone did very well in the game. Ricky got 7 points, the same as Sharon, but like didn't interact with either of you heavily. He had an entire different face value journey.
Yeah.
That being said, Leah was the winner of this individual game. Leah walked away with the most amount of points at 9 total. Leah did the best in this face value. Congratulations.
That's crazy.
Small. We love micro victories. We'll take them. We can't. I don't have a max victory yet, but I'll take every micro victory I can get.
We'll get you there soon enough.
I have a few questions that I want to lead us into the evolution. We're now backtracking, and then we'll take a brief little intermission for you all to run away, go to the bathroom, grab a snack. But before we do that, I think it's really interesting. We've played 8 times. We've played face value 8 separate times, and we have had 87 individual players play face value, 87 people. Some people have played it multiple times. Leah played our very first ever face value, which is the playback we're about to watch. And it's very different. I think Mattingly is even going to show us what the original rule video is for a little retroactive glimpse of how Josh used to create the videos and how Mattingly has significantly given them a glow up. Just wait. I watched this video, I was like, what were we doing back then? So ultimately, we used to play face value, and the game was the only game that we had like this that sat exactly 12 people. In order to make it function, we had to have exactly 12 people to make it play. All other games were flexible enough that like they could seat anywhere, as you all know, but for our viewers out in the ether webs, all twist games have a maximum capacity of 20. And like our ideal number is 15, and we can go down to like 6 or 7, but we're ideally shooting for a 12 to 15 range. But this was the only one that we had to have exactly 12 people because there was this itinerary. I think both of you might remember this, and if either of you want to jump in and kind of describe what the itinerary was, the floor is yours.
Yeah, so you basically would get an itinerary at the beginning of the game, and it would say, you know, round 1, round 2, because there was like one round of coin giving, but there were multiple timed rounds of like interaction time. So there was however many people there were, that's how many rounds there were. So it'd be like round 1, my list would say ballroom, and then round 2, ballroom, round 3, kitchen, round 4. So the mods had divided it up ahead of time so that every person saw every person for the exact amount of time. And it felt a little bit like Whiplash, which is kind of amazing and it was great for a get to know you game because a lot of times you didn't know all the people who were playing. But it was crazy because it's like, you have 2 minutes and it's like, hi, how are you? What are you doing? And sometimes it's friends you haven't seen in a long time. And you're like, oh my gosh, how are you? Oh my gosh, coins? What are we doing? We're playing a game, blah. And so I like the sort of more recent evolution of face value because it feels a little bit less frantic, where the beginning ones felt like to me, it felt like a little frantic because I was just like, all the time.
I would echo the franticness, but I will say I had the easy itinerary. I had the princess track where I never left my room. But like I remember half of the conversation was, wait, am I in the right room? Where do I go next? What am I doing? And so like that added element. So I had the princess track where I never left the room I was in.
Yeah.
Totally. I think it's kind of what Mattingly echoed earlier, that we played our very first Twist game was on 7-Eleven, and I created this game that like ultimately was like a Jackbox game that I had never played. I didn't even realize there's a Jackbox game called Split the Room, and I was trying to do that via this Twist land, and it flopped. It was not good. It was, I mean, clearly people like it because it's on Jackbox, but like I executed it poorly, all on me. So ultimately, we were trying to come up with a different kind of like getting to know you game, like an icebreaker. And ultimately, I think what we've learned in the Twist universe is that happens organically. Like we don't have to hold people's hands to like get to know you. Like we don't have to give you 2 minutes with every single player to say, hi, hello, how are you? And as much as I love the speed dating, like frantic energy, because like, as you know, Twist thrives on chaos. I love that, but it's not great for our players, and we don't want players to feel like they've been hit by a bus after the game is over. So ultimately, we have slowly learned that like we don't have to do that amount of hand-holding. We can just let conversations happen organically in any game that you're playing. It doesn't have to be like a super simple game. Like now we start with some of our really hard games, and like there's still space to like get to know people as quickly or as little as you want, which I think is really great. At the beginning of this, Sharon talked briefly about a macro objective, which is a new twist that we tried last night. Often we workshop things. This is one of our only games that we haven't actually workshopped because it's really difficult to play within a vacuum. This has always been coupled with other games. But a lot of our games, as you both are aware, because you've both participated in them, we workshop them much like we're all theater people, we're all stage managers, we all love tech, we all love previews. And in terms of theater adjacent vocabulary and vernacular, we do a lot of workshopping to like test games. We haven't done as many of those workshops recently because we have like our core set of games. However, now we're getting to this really lovely place where we get to add on layers as we go, like in a macro game. And typically, when I put on my MC cape, that means that something has gone horribly wrong or is about to go horribly wrong, because I don't love being the face of Twist, and Mattingly doesn't love it either, but is graciously more willing to do it than I am. So ultimately, last night we tried a new thing where we introduced these macro objectives on top of our face value game. So you have all of the normal rules, everything you all just experienced, but can one of you talk about the doors and potentially what that twist was?
So at the end of the first game, we were given a visual of 3 doors and we're just told we have to vote for a color. We weren't told what those doors were going to mean. And we all ended up picking the blue door. And it turned out that behind the doors were 3 different macro objectives, like Josh was talking about. We apparently picked the hardest one.
So the blue behind the blue door was a macro objective that if anybody, as many people as who could accomplish this, would all get 2 extra tokens in addition to the tokens that Leah walked away with 9, Sharon walked away with 7. Had they accomplished this, they would have walked away with 11 and 9 respectively. The blue door was anyone who could have 5 flip coins played on them over the course of the entire game. Nobody came close to that. That was a very challenging, in retrospect, goal. The other 2 included, one was if you had only yellow coins played on you in one round. So if you didn't have any green coins or red coins played on you, but only yellow. And one was if you had at least 8 coins in any round, which was accomplished by multiple people over the course of the game. So the only objective that wasn't accomplished was the one that you all ultimately chose. And I think that that's a really exciting bit of evolution that's coming in Twist. We found in the onboarding process that when we throw a lot of rules, when we throw the orientation rule video at you, immediately followed by your first game video, it's just like so much information overload that it's really overwhelming. And we've tried a few different things to like separate the orientation video from the first game video. And ultimately, the reason that we tried this last evening is we're thinking about introducing these macro objectives, which is something back when we were workshopping things regularly that people were often asking for. They wanted a through line that connected all of the games rather than just like independent game, independent game, independent game. A lot of people love role playing, and that like ties into this. We aren't like trying to go full role playing, like, okay, now you're Miss Scarlet, like please speak in a British accent for the rest of the evening. Although again, I keep telling people it is encouraged. If you do want to adorn your like Carmen Sandiego garb, we're here for it here at Twist headquarters. That being said, Mattingly, do you want to talk a little bit about like the future that we see in macro objectives?
Sure. So we've taken all of the various players that have desired something along these lines of something to tie between all of the games, other than the players and the tokens that like carry through. And you're hearing it here first because this is not public anywhere else. So shh, it's a secret. We're looking at using these doors where players will choose a macro objective for each game or for amongst the game options of the evening. So we have like 5 different scenario scoring conditions for face value. We have like 3 or 4 different ones for fool's gold. We have 4 different ones for 5-course meal. And we will hide them behind doors randomly populated. The players will then choose 3 to a number of the doors, and that will be your all's macro objective through the evening. We're ironing out the kinks in that, but overall would be along those lines of you choose your fate of how you can earn additional points. Along some examples are these that we just used, which I showed to the chat, to the stream, so they saw the doors and they saw the possible ones. As well as like only receive green coins or Let's see, what was another one that we had hypothesized, Josh? Touch 3 players, 4 players in one round in Fool's Gold. Just something that's achievable by anyone, potentially, or by just one person or another.
Absolutely. And I think another fun Easter egg involved in the like evolution of how we got there, that Josh drew doors because I
Doors are
thought
fun.
that doors are fun. There's something interesting about like what's behind that door, a little like Price is Right, let's make a deal, whatever that thing is, like what's behind door number 2. And ultimately, the very first time we tried it, it was instead of like macro objectives being behind it, we were thinking maybe it's interesting if we let people choose the order of the games. And we tried one version of that where there were just 3 doors, the same 3 doors that Mattingly showed in the live stream. And behind them were 3 different games. And in that first version that we ever tried this, it literally was like the people were choosing their own adventure. We weren't cheating. We weren't doing anything sneaky. It was literally choose a door and whatever is behind that door is the game set that you will play. But we found that some games are simply better to begin with than others. Some games you don't want to start with bounty because like you need like a little icebreaker warm up before like you dive into that journey. So we found that that wasn't a super sustainable for the players mainly. Like we want this to be as fun as possible, and like we don't want to set you up for failure. So then we tried a version where we had like these doormats that each had different words that would lead to certain things. And ultimately, the first time we tried this,
we can show it.
Great. Mattingly's going to show it to us.
You can continue explaining.
Are you showing it to the live stream or are you showing it to
I'll
us?
show it to both.
Incredible, because I don't remember what the 4 words are. So we've got intellect, whoop, we've got intellect, trust. I can't see them. It doesn't matter. Ultimately, we had 4 floor mats that spelled out lift, but it was like an anagram, like there they are. So we've got legacy, intellect, fortune, and trust. And the plan was that if anybody in this phase could figure out that the first game was going to be lift, that we would give them 2 tokens just by nature of figuring it out. However, nobody did. And then we did the same thing for poltergeist and we spelled out ghost, and nobody figured that out either. And we were like, okay, this is like not something worth pursuing. So ultimately, we moved on from that and entered into this, what we're now going to try with macro objectives. And I think that is a brilliant segue into our 5-minute break. So if you all want to run away and grab food or snacks or something, bless you.
Thank you.
I am going to continue talking for the people who are still watching at home, but you all can walk away.
I'm going to go refill my water.
Please. Let's see. We talked about giving coins to yourself. I think one of the really interesting things in the 8 versions that we've played of this Mattingly include the first 6 times we've played face value, it wasn't the same at all. We changed it literally every single time we played it.
Every time.
In the first version, which is the one that we're about to watch with Leah, we had just 1 round. It was the itineraries that they were speaking about earlier, but it was 1 round, and that means that people were only giving away 1 green and 1 red coin. So everyone at the end of that like had only drawn 2 lines in the sand.
And they'd only seen each person once.
And they'd seen everybody once. And I remember after that game, you, me, and Max chatting and being like, what a perfect game. Like we created like this really cool thing and everyone like got to know each other and like we were really proud of it. And then we were like, it's so good, we should like do more rounds of it. So we ultimately tried to do 2 additional rounds the next time we played it. So it was 3 rounds, but we were like, it needs to be spiced up a little bit. So we added the flex coins, the positive yellow or negative yellow, and we did 3 rounds, much like it currently is today. It was rooms of 2, rooms of 3, rooms of 4. However, it was a much longer game than we anticipated because seeing everybody for 2 minutes in each of those matrices was really long. And ultimately, that was one of the times that we had to drop bounty from the docket because it just ran for longer than we anticipated.
It ran in that time for like an hour and a half, I think, uninterrupted.
It was obnoxiously long.
Sorry for you players that played it.
So then, much to Josh's chagrin, because he doesn't like even numbers, we tried just a 2-round system. And ultimately we thought that was fine, and we settled on that. But then on that version we played on 8/16, and then we put face value on a shelf until 10/4. So nobody played it for an entire month because we didn't know how to make it work with just 12 people. That was a bottleneck that was really challenging to get over. And ultimately, hi Leah. Ultimately, we decided to cut that was the shortest 5-minute break you all had. Stage managers can't take breaks.
What are these breaks you speak of?
So ultimately, that one, we decided the way to fix face value was to cut the itinerary to make it as flexible as possible. And to accomplish that, we just decided that we would still do rooms of 2, rooms of 3, rooms of 4, but we wouldn't prescribe where people had to go. And if that meant that you didn't see everybody in the first round, that was the way the cookie crumbled, to make it a short, succinct, digestible 30-minute.
Choose your destiny. Choose your path.
Exactly. And then, so we tried that version was played with the flip coin was only operating at half capacity because you couldn't give a flip coin to a person that you had given another coin to. So if I wanted to give myself a red coin and get a bunch of other people to give me red coins, I couldn't also play a flip coin on myself. And that was a travesty. So that got changed the next time we played it, so that the flip coin was independent of all your other coins. And ultimately that leads us to where face value is today. Thank you.
Your brief history lesson of face value.
It's true. So now why don't we watch the video of the original face value? Although we didn't really watch the new face value video.
That's okay. The Playbase is familiar with it. This is also part of the history lesson.
In this game, called Face Value, all players will be divided into rooms of 2. Over the course of the game, you will get one-on-one time with every player, but you will only have 2 minutes in isolation with each to converse and strategize before being yoinked to a new location and different players. At the end of the game, after you've spent time with every player, you'll be presented with 2 coins. One of these coins is beneficial, while the other, detrimental. You are required to assign each to a player within the game. The beneficial coin gives 1 point to the player it is bestowed upon, while the detrimental coin removes 1 point. At the end of the game, after everyone has distributed their coins, we'll tally them for each player to determine how many points they received. These points will be converted into twist tokens at a 1-to-1 ratio, though no player will lose tokens if their total point value is negative. The twist to this game is you will also be presented with the opportunity to buy information, which might assist you in discerning people's loyalties. By spending a token, you may anonymously examine
And Josh
another
talking
player's
like
allocation of coins, though the token you spend
running
will be given to the player you inspect. Ultimately, at the end of the game, all players will privately receive a sum of tokens, but will not be able to distinguish the difference between the tokens they accrue from coins and from prying eyes. Whose word can you take at face value?
Seems like only yesterday.
History. That'll go in the Twist Museum one day. So ultimately, what we just saw there is Twist is face value distilled into its simplest form. you've got a red coin, you've got a green coin, you've got to make alliances or stab people in the back by giving them like good things or giving them bad things. And in this scenario, like the bad thing couldn't be turned into a good thing. There was no making lemonade out of
pomegranate juice.
Like, that analogy is. So ultimately, like, it's really interesting because what we're about to watch is Leah's journey in her first face value game. And I think it's interesting because like at its core, it's still the same game. And it's really interesting because it's like the game, like so much of it is what you make it. And like, we're gonna see that the rumor mill in this game, like is like circling full tilt. I know.
This game.
Correct. Like literally Leah has rumors running left and right about what she's doing, and watching like as various people come into the room and like talk about the rumor, and Leah's like, I haven't even talked to that person. It's like really interesting because like go ahead.
Oh, no, I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure that this is like the first time I ever met Liza, and like the first time I ever met Ben, and like there's just so many, like I'm excited to like see these like people who I really like think of as friends now, and like first time we ever like, I'm excited. This is this is so cute. It makes me happy.
It's true. And it's like I think the through line I want to drive home is that like Twist is ever evolving. We're changing things literally every time everybody plays, but like it's when you distill all of the like extra seasoning that we're adding on, it's the same like social interaction, connecting, like you're talking to people and you're like trying to figure out what they're doing psychologically and socially. And like that's Twist. Like it's not, like all of these other things we're adding on, which is great, and like spicing it up for the people, for replayability, for people who keep coming back. We want them to keep coming back and to like never know what to expect. But at the end of the day, it's like what we're about to see, I think, is a very similar game to what we just saw with Sharon. And I'm excited by that, that we didn't lose something along the way, I think. I hope. So Mattingly, let's watch Leah's journey.
Okay.
Oh. Or you can take a break.
It's too late now. I will step away once we get started.
Yeah, I only see Liza in this picture with Kyle and Anne and Alyssa, but it's so many of our like now regulars at the bar that is Twist.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody. You are free to go to your rooms.
This is also, Leah was supposed to play this game.
Is nuts.
Claire wasn't supposed to play this game and had to jump in last minute because we needed 12 people. And then Leah wasn't supposed to play the next time we played when Sharon was playing, but Leah had to step in because we had someone drop out. Ben overslept. Ben Hawkins.
I want to play
calling you out.
A very secretive game, but I don't know. I'm nervous. I'm just gonna sit here for 3 minutes and talk to myself. Probably. Hi.
Oh my gosh, Leah, hi, how's it going?
In the right place, right?
Yeah, I think conservatory. That's what I got.
I'm looking at the iPad.
I know, it's crazy. You're like, I don't know what's happening. You're Josh's roommate, right?
Yeah, we're in the same place.
Classic. I feel like I've heard a lot about you, so I don't mean to be weird, but I'm a big fan of yours already.
Absolutely. I feel like so many times Josh is like, Claire, and then he like says like, this is who Claire is, and then by the end, like, you don't like, I don't know Claire, but I know Claire, you know?
Yeah, but now we can be friends, so it's all good.
Be friends. Yes. And Josh has gotten me onto the Survivor train, so I know you're on that train. So
so I don't really watch though. I've seen 2 seasons, but I moderated the first game Josh played. I played in the season 1, and then I was supposed to be dream teaming season 3, which got canceled. So
that's like, so Josh had like put me up for season 3. Not even playing
Yeah.
the game. Have they contacted you? But
you had like the first round was always
Yeah, no,
long.
The girls' apartment
We're
flooded is a
trying
whole
to
thing.
get
But
acclimated.
you want to play season 4 more because Brennan and Allie are like the super fans who have written a season. So you should definitely play. Like it's super fun and like inventive for like Josh is doing with this. But anyway, sorry. How are you feeling about the game? What's the tea? Are we gonna be friends? Are we gonna backstab each other?
I feel like maybe we've like this like conversation thing. I'm a little nervous, but my initial instinct was like align with the first person you are in a room with.
Yeah, I'm definitely into it.
I feel like I also like feel good about you. I feel like, you know.
I literally I know Liza. Liza and I went to college together. And I was like, I'm gonna try to make friends with Leah. I don't know what her deal is, but Josh thinks she's a good person, so I think you're a good person.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
I am inclined to just be like, I'll give you my good token, you give me your good token. And I'm also interested in knowing like who you want to give bad tokens to and if we should like.
Yeah. I am inclined to do the green for green, but I can't agree to it yet because I want to see everyone, but that is really enticing to me. Bad token wise, I'm thinking whoever I see is like the biggest competitor, I'm gonna go for them. I also could see a bunch of people giving me their bad token, because I've played before, which totally fine. I don't want that to happen, but
Rob of Twist.
Yeah.
I remember that happening to you, Leah, the time I played.
But I want
Josh like
people
threw
to
you under the
expect,
bus.
so
Was
I'm
like,
gonna
Leah
try to,
played
like,
before, none of you have, but Leah
push
has. And so we're all like, okay, let's target Leah.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, so like I'm inclined to do this like good for good, and then I'm like, well, what do I say to the next 11 people?
So tricky because you
So
only
I
have
mean,
one
listen,
good.
I don't.
and it's
Are we gonna have time to talk before we do, like, as a free space? If we do,
It's no.
let's reconnect at the end and see,
Also,
because
the
I really don't know.
especially when
a
you're
lot of
playing it
these
for
people.
the first time, you have
Also,
no
I'm-
idea what to expect.
Yeah.
So, like,
Yeah.
you think
That's
you just
what I
like
did
make up
too.
things.
I
Like,
had
yeah,
like
we're
my
gonna have
actual
time,
notes,
like
and
to
then I
talk
just
at the end
like
of
when I
this.
played the first game, I had like beautiful notes, and now I'm like, I don't know what's happening.
Yeah. No, I was sitting there in my confessional. I was like, oh, I should maybe write people's names down, and then like this is also funny because like this is the evolution of my like setup. I hope that there's time. I've got my phone, and I look like I'm super distracted, but that's
Yeah,
me
just
trying
like
to
a
be.
free for all 3-minute even.
I'm like computer, amazing. WhatsApp,
I don't
keyboard,
know
like
if they're
it's
yoinking
very.
us or if people are moving
Right,
on
I know.
purpose
Like,
or what.
I'm at home for Thanksgiving right now, and I don't have my 2 monitors, and I'm like, so playing last night without my
I'm
2
keeping
monitors, I
I
was like,
like that
I don't know how to do this.
with the WhatsApp.
And I discovered that when I play in my classroom, I have a whiteboard I can use, which is great.
We love that.
Because I'm kind of curious. It's so funny. These 2 minutes felt so
if
my initial instinct is to be like,
But like watching it, it seems
we
like
gotta
forever.
go. Okay, we'll reconnect.
Okay.
It's also tricky because the first round is always longer than two. So that was probably
See you
more
later.
like
hello.
Hey.
Welcome to my room.
Hasn't been back recently.
Round 2 room. Yep.
How are you feeling about all this? I'm like weirdly nervous about a Zoom strategy game.
Oh, I don't know. I guess I'm a little confused because it's like with the
Rather than
token
last
thing. I was
Wait.
just talking to Liza. That was who.
So this is the first time you're ever talking to some of these people. These like are strangers.
Yeah.
Right. I don't even remember if we did like a round the room introduction type thing or not. But
I don't think we did back then.
No.
I know the first 2 games I played.
My
we
first
didn't.
yeah.
And we were talking about who we actually even knew in the game. So I know Cole, but I don't know anyone else in the game besides like Eric and Josh, who are mods. So like Eric invited me to play.
Amazing. And how do you guys know each other?
So Cole and I are dating. So originally Eric reached out to me.
Transparent.
And asked me to play, and I said, okay, like, is this open to anyone? And he's like, sure, you can.
Like later I was like, oh yeah, Caitlin and Cole are dating, and someone was like, oh what? And it was like this whole like under the under the table thing. It's very funny.
Totally. We were very careful
anyone else,
in the beginning of Twitch, like revealing who knew each other, because we didn't want like to blow anyone's covers if they wanted to have like secret undercover alliances.
Yeah.
Getting more and more challenging the more that frequent players play with each other to keep discretion from our side.
Yeah. Amazing. That's awesome. Yeah, it's fun to sort of see, because like Josh and I are roommates, and like I know Eric, and like I've met Max once, and then like all these other people who I've like heard of, and, you know, but it's just kind of funny to sort of like now have to make snap judgments about people. Right.
Yeah.
But,
how did you know Josh? Are you guys like friends, or did you work together?
All of the above. Josh and I met when we were interns at Actors Theater.
Okay.
So both stage managers, and then he's been living in the city for longer than I have, and he when I moved, I sublet for 3 months, and then he and his roommate were looking for another apartment, and so I jumped in. And our third roommate also worked at Actors with us. Like we've all known each other for like
I think Leah, though this is the first time you're playing, this is like the viable strategy. Like in this game, when you can only give one green and one red, like you might as well use the time to like talk to each other about real life and make like, real connections that you could use in future.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's cool. Are you still in the city then while all this is going on?
Yeah, I was. I'm from Kentucky, and so I did go home for a couple of weeks. I flew home. This is so funny. Back.
Oh, cool. What part of Kentucky?
To see strategy.
Oh, sweet. I live in Cincinnati, Ohio right now, so I'm like right next to the Newport area. If you've ever been that far.
Yes, I have. Well, and actually, just when I drove back, I drove through Cincinnati.
Oh, cool.
I'm a big fan of that IKEA.
And meanwhile, while you're
I'm a
having
big fan
the
of
same conversation,
yeah, I've definitely spent time.
drama is stirring in the other rooms.
Oh, it's time for round 3. Bye.
Bye, Celia.
Yeah, when does it start? It's like
might be right here.
I think it is here. Oh, you got Cole, and then I think it's Chris.
Welcome to the conservatory.
Dude, do you want to know a secret? I'm in here for 6 whole rounds.
That's ridiculous.
Welcome to the conservatory.
Well, yeah, this is your place. Like, I don't know. I come in here acting like it's mine.
I know, right? I've got some plans. I've got some plans over there. Yeah.
Okay.
Making it my home. Oh no, my Apple Pencil battery is low. What am I gonna do?
Is everybody else taking notes on this?
Well, I am.
Well, you're not the first person I've seen doing that, so I feel like I'm out of the loop.
Wait, but who else were you with? Because a lot of us are stage managers, and so this is what we do.
Yeah, I get that. I don't know if I'm supposed to tell who I've been talking to or not.
You don't have to.
This is not
the person
related
I was just speaking with,
face
divulged who
value,
they were
but
speaking with.
related
I chose not to.
So, you know,
I see.
Cole literally broke Key to Success as RIP. Later, the next game played after Face Value was a game called Key to Success, which is a game that's in our rotation nowadays. However, it looks very different than
I
when
wish
Cole
I wasn't on my phone.
You remember what happened?
Yeah, it was kind of insane because with Key to Success, like you go into different rooms and you put a certain number of keys into a vase. But apparently Cole went in and he was like, I want to write graffiti on the walls, or I want to fill the vase with sand, or I want to turn off all the lights. So you would go into the room where the vases were, and you walk into the room and all of the lights are off. And it was funny because like there were very clearly some people who like have a D&D background and all of this like role-playing game experience, whereas like I play board games, and games like that where it's all imaginary and very hard to process.
Right.
You're like, give them to everybody. Yeah. Everybody gets one. You'd be like, well, I want to turn the lights on. And he would be like,
no discrimination.
Okay. It was very funny. But then it just became chaos. Like,
coming to a close.
I was a team leader and it was like
Probably gonna get going
anti-Leah
soon, but you
on the
enjoy
wall.
Hello.
Come to the conservatory.
This is where it begins.
Hi. Oh, wait, are there two Leahs? Oh, shoot.
No, I don't think so.
This is the beginning of the chaos. There's two Leahs. Oh, shoot.
So I can either give the info of what happens now or at the end, as far as how the
if we're watching my story, I want the internet to see how I saw it, and then you can
perfect,
go.
and then I'll explain where the confusion occurred.
I'm excited to watch this.
Wait, then who was I talking to in the first room? Oh, crap.
There's someone named Lucy. Lucy has a baseball cap on, I think.
No, it must have been like, I'll figure it out when I like run out of people, I guess. But
Liza?
there was somebody who I was talking to and maybe I had like not looked at, I don't know. Anyway, whatever. This is not the right person.
Oh no, I'm Leah. I mean, maybe there is another one. I don't think so, but
I don't see another one though, so I'm like,
it's interesting in the breakout rooms to see like who's talking to who, you know?
Yeah.
I think that we can see that because I'm sort of like, you know, keeping an eye on people.
Yeah, sorry. And then I keep like hitting the wrong thing and delete, like not being, oh shit. Okay, well, I'll just close this. There we go.
I'm like very anxious that I'm gonna mess this game up in some way.
Well, I feel like you can only mess it up, like you can ruin someone. I often in a game is like I've unintentionally ruined your strategy by doing something dumb and out of left field. Whoops.
So much.
Can you start that over? We didn't hear that, Leah.
Watching myself do my nervous tick of playing with my hair so much is just like gonna drive me bonkers. The number of watching the highlights reel. I also changed my shirt between games macros like 2 and 3 in this game. So the highlights reel, it's like bun, no bun, hair. And it's like yeah, stop touching your hair.
Yeah.
I feel like I do that a lot. Sometimes it's on purpose, but I guess this is the first like game of this sort that I played. So
I have played other types of like, you know, like everyone has different amounts of knowledge and you try to like figure them out, and I'm terrible at them. So
well, and it's also so interesting to do it via Zoom.
4 people that
because oh my god,
seen Leah. You didn't know any of them in real life, right?
I'm fine.
You had Claire, Caitlin, Cole, and never met any of them. Knew of Claire.
I knew of Claire.
Hi, Leah.
Chris.
That would have been the first, but no.
Huh?
I thought we would have been a party of 3 for the
I
first.
know. That would have been the first twist of the game. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
The whole thing is a little stressful to me, but you know.
Yeah, Leah, I hear you're collecting some negative coins.
What? Who has said this?
Like 2 people so far.
What? Wait, I'm sorry. Tell me more. Like people are giving their negative points to me?
Somebody says that you are openly collecting the negative coins and that people are talking about why you're doing that.
That's not true.
See, in the new version that makes sense, but in this version that makes 0 sense.
Correct. And she's only talked to 4 people.
Right. And how have 2 people already said that? What the heck?
Interesting.
I wonder perhaps if these people have been lying to you.
Do you have a strategy for what?
I do. And it's perhaps a little dumb, but like I feel like these little like 2 first sessions sort of like lend themselves well to alliances, you know, because like everybody's in secret with somebody to begin with. It's also weird because it's like I feel like we're all sort of like figuring out each other's like vibe out for the first time.
Totally. But I feel like it is like Survivor where you have to really decide quick who you're going to get up with, like join with.
Absolutely. Have you chosen who you're aligning with?
I haven't, I mean, I'm aligned with some strategy. I'm not aligned with people yet, if that makes sense.
Interesting.
What a saying.
Because
That
I've been
should
sort of
go in
more or
our-
less following the rooms.
I'm aligned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our timer
Strategy.
start. Because these moderators are up to something. I'm just saying.
Really?
Chris also thought we had a
They
conspiracy
went
theory.
into 3 different rooms before the clock started, but so they went into 3 rooms, and then there was 2 pairs made, and then the clock started.
Interesting.
People were hopping around the rooms before the game started, or before the timer of the game started, I should say, because I think the game started when we moved into our.
My eyes are so like, I don't trust you. This is good.
This room is like 2 people are telling me
I'm
you're
like, wait a
looking.
minute, 2 minutes was so long the first time. Short.
Interesting. Did you happen to notice like who the pair?
Hi, I'm here. Hi, Chris. I'm chasing you, as always.
I didn't get
Oh gosh, round 6 has begun.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
I'm going to the kitchen. I'm not listening.
That was such a confusing conversation.
I've just spent this entire game chasing Chris from the room. Like, he goes to room, I follow him.
This entire game in this conservatory.
Look, and then I take over the conservatory.
Oh my gosh.
Next. Thank you for sharing your space with me.
Yeah.
I get to know.
I love it when we would have the conversations about how we like took
Good. It's
ownership over
interesting
our
'cause I don't know
rooms.
anyone in this game. I know Eric, but he's not playing. And so I've just kind of been using it to get to know people a little bit. It's interesting. I think I promised my green coin to someone. I haven't done anything with my negative coin yet because I don't know what to do with that because I don't know anyone.
Well, someone was like, "Oh, yeah, I hear you're collecting negative coins," and I said, "Excuse me." And
Yeah, I also heard that.
Okay, great. Perfect. I'm glad to hear that. Great. That's illuminating.
I'm guessing you know somebody else in this game.
No, I don't know someone else in this game, but like when I hopped into I know some people, but like hopped into a room, someone said, "Oh, I hear you're collecting negative coins," and I said, "Why would I do that?" As in like I'm at like recruiting negative coins, which just doesn't make a ton of sense. But
no.
But it makes me me think about what strategies people have. But
yeah.
It's also like hard to make a strategy, right? It's like,
I have lack of strategy, massively.
Well, my thing is like when I play like board games with people, I'm like my friends know me as like just very impulsive. I just like don't think I do.
Mm-hmm.
It's maybe not the best for this game, but you know, figure it out.
Yeah, I'm very competitive, but I don't know how to be competitive in this game, so I'm doing what I do when I play my game the first time, where I'm just like, I'm gonna have no opinion and just be okay.
Totally. Yeah.
Because if I lose, okay.
Hard.
Didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah, I feel
decide to give your
I
green
also
coin away early on in the process.
In some cases, I don't
like
think
there's
I
nothing
do, but in other cases,
to
I'm also
talk
just, like,
about.
right.
Give your red coin to.
I don't
and
like
if the red
all my
coin
chips on
can't
the
be
table,
turned
like, I act
positive,
fast, but I act conservative.
kind of does feel like a popularity contest.
I
Like,
usually
who did
win
I
a
not
game when I
drive
play
with?
it. I don't think I'm gonna win this one at all. Like, not a thing.
Turn the volume
Just
down
about
now.
anyway. Oh wait.
Oh.
Round 7 has begun. Goodbye.
Bye. I get to stay here. That's weird.
Ballsy, I would have said. I would have like
Complete.
promised green.
Oh, no,
coins
I'm
for a lot of people.
That's funny.
But
Right.
like in this instance, I was in my mind, I was only like, oh, I'm only.
We're in round 7.
Right. It was the first time you were ever
Okay, so I
playing.
stick
So
here.
like again, back to the Bambi, like testing the waters,
I was-
poking your toe in.
Hi Kyle, how are you?
Hello. Good. How are you, Leah?
I'm good. I'm trying to figure out how to make WhatsApp make noises because it's just like sitting next to me telling me things, and I never Bam don't realize that they've texted us.
Yeah.
How have you?
Okay.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh. Okay. I'm just jumping right in.
Yes.
I have heard a rumor that
Yeah.
you're collecting negative tokens.
I love the eye roll, Leah.
Not true.
Okay. And do you know
I
who that
will
rumor
allow-
is told to, or who told Chris
This
that?
is the question that matters.
No, but Chris told me that he had also heard that rumor.
Okay, Devin told him that.
Devin was the person you were just
She's the one
having a
with Tangled in
conversation.
the background.
Yeah, I talked to Devin after I talked to Chris.
Okay.
Let me throw this in here. Devin and Chris have not talked yet.
Okay.
Oh,
Did she say anything?
No, but I was like, someone told me that I'm collecting negative coins. But no, I'm not. Literally, I literally have a list of who I talked to. And Chris is number 5. I just talked to Devin, and you're number 7.
Okay. Yeah, so Devin told Chris that you're collecting negative tokens. Do you know Devin?
No.
Okay.
Devin only knows Eric. Is
Weird.
what she just told me.
Weird. That's what she told me too.
That she only knows Eric.
Yeah, because she was the first person I talked to.
Did she tell you anything about me collecting item coins?
No, because we were like, I don't know what's happening, and we basically talked about we don't know what's happening the whole first round.
Kyle, this is weird. How did I be? I mean, I guess it's like if I were collecting negative coins, it wouldn't be like the worst because I don't lose any tokens. But like,
Right.
I want.
But why would you want negative coins?
And that makes me want to give her my negative coins. My negative coin.
Do you want to give her negative coins?
Yes.
I'll join that.
Well,
You're like the only person I know other than Claire.
And I. Oh, we have to go. Yes, I.
So yes.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Great.
I'll do it. All right.
Bye. Where am I
Bye.
going?
Oh, am I leaving?
No, I'm.
Oh,
leaving.
I'm leaving.
The library. No, I'm leaving. I'm going to the library. Or maybe we're both leaving.
I think we're both leaving.
Bye.
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 All right. I'm not staying. 1 second. I can't.
Hi.
Hi, how's it going?
How are you?
I am good. How are you?
I'm good. This is getting crazy real quick.
Real crazy, real quick.
Yeah. How are you feeling? Like I feel overwhelmed.
A little bit same. Yeah, it's a little weird, but hanging in there.
Has anyone, based on previous conversations, has anyone like said anything about me to you?
Yes.
Was it Devin?
No.
Was it Chris? Something is going on because let me tell you,
multiple people have told me things about you. Like he's one of, maybe it's just 2 people. 2 people have told me that you want negative coins.
And that's not true. So Chris was the first person who told me that about myself. Then I spoke with Devin, who said nothing about it. And then I just spoke with someone else who said, I hear this is true about you. And I am so confused as to why that is happening.
Well, I liked my conversation. That makes me skeptical of Chris, though, because like if he's making stuff up, like I don't want to trust him then.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that the person I just spoke to said that Devin told Chris the thing about the coins, but Devin didn't say anything to me about that. Chris was the one who said something to me about that. So I don't know what's happening. I think that Devin and Chris...
Devin said that she promised her green coin. So she might have promised it to Chris.
Yeah, that...
I don't trust him. I liked him, and now I don't.
I don't trust him, but I don't know if I shouldn't trust Devin or if I shouldn't trust Chris.
Or both.
Do you know what I mean?
Or both.
Yeah. Like which one?
As to which one. I wish I had multiple negative.
As an outsider, my vote is both.
Like,
yeah,
I'm going to one of you.
Have you talked to Claire Murphy yet?
Yes.
Yes. She has mentioned your name and just saying that you were a good person to keep in the back pocket.
Thank you. Well, yes, she and I talked first, and we
Perfect.
We didn't make any promises, but we were sort of like, maybe we can like circle back at the end and chat. So like,
cool.
Oh, that's a very close plane. Yes. No, I feel good about Claire. I feel not sure about Devin and Chris. That feels like some shenanigans are happening.
What is happening? Yeah, I don't like that. That's not, because I felt like I even told him like I enjoyed my conversation with him because I felt like we were very open and honest with each other, and now I'm like,
Yeah. The weird thing was that the weird thing was that the person I just spoke to, so my order went Chris, Devin, and then the person I just spoke to. And
I don't know why I'm like trying to keep Kyle
Chris
anonymous.
said,
That
I hear that you're
I needed to
getting
keep him anonymous.
negative points. And then I spoke to Devin, so like I hadn't said anything to, like it was made up. We have
Right. Okay, we gotta go.
Okay, bye.
It's good talking to you. Bye.
No, this is crazy. Where's the study? Oh God. Okay. Hi.
Hey.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. I feel like I know you just from the Stage Manager Facebook group. Like your name is very familiar to me. So hello, it's nice to meet you in real life.
I thought the same thing. I was like, oh, this looks so familiar. I almost went to Facebook to be like, I think she's in that group.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, and then you're like, I live with Josh. I was like, oh, she must be a Stage Manager.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yes. Yeah, I'm not super active on the Facebook group, but I'm certainly a lurker, and I like see.
We love Stage Managers.
Unofficial Stage Manager Facebook group plug.
I mean, I'm no Amanda Spooner, but I go back.
Who is?
Spooner plug.
No one could ever be Amanda Spooner.
Good grief. I've known her through groups for years, and I've never actually met her.
Yeah, I met her one time in passing, and then like tried to reach out when I got to the
We
city.
love Amanda Spooner. You're the Stage Manager.
Yes. No, just do Broadway. Are you in New York or where are you?
I'm actually in North Dakota. I work at Goodspeed full time, and they canceled everything.
Great.
So I went home to stay with family in North Dakota.
I went to St. Olaf College, so I have a deep, a soft spot in my heart for the Midwest. So, great place. How have your little one-on-ones been going?
They've been good. I've been trying to like suss people out and see like who I
It's
think might be
interesting.
shady and
We
who
have
like Josh
1.3
outed the fact that Chris and I know each other, and I was like, damn it. I was like, so now
So,
we
like,
can't really create an alliance because everybody knows.
Have you like, what are your like, do you have any like, these people are shady, these people are not shady feelings?
I think Cole is going to be like a weird like offshoot. He's going to end up with a lot of fucking tokens that nobody figures out how he got them.
He said to me, because he was like, this is the first time I've been on Zoom. I'm kind of antisocial. He's like, I wish I had more negative points to give out than just one. And I was kind of like,
Come back later,
okay.
Cole.
Yeah, I've also been like, there's been some like rumor spreading about me asking for negative points. I don't know if that's been said. It's not. I don't. Not
Josh,
actively
did you
seeking
say that Naomi
detrimental
was
points.
collecting negative
I'm
coins?
not sure why that would be true.
If you watch Naomi's playback, Naomi's strategy, because it's a game called Twit, he was convinced that if you collected negative points, there was a chance that they would turn into positive points. Fair, this is the first time we're playing face value. Like, that's it.
Oh
It's
well,
like,
we'll see you next. Well, I've
a
already
valid
counted both of my
strategy.
coins. I'll give you that
but
piece of information.
it was not in fact true.
That's good to know.
So Naomi
Bye.
just
Bye. Go into, oh, am I staying here? No. Hi.
But be good
This is
at
nuts.
all
I know.
Twist games.
I'm like feeling flushed. I like don't know what's happening. How have your meetings been going?
They're good. They're mostly mostly just meeting people. really haven't talked game a lot. So,
It's really like speed dating.
Have people been like asking?
Very much so.
Have people been like asking to promise tokens and stuff?
Although it's funny,
Sort of.
like
People
if
said
you
they
asked me how many like now recurring players had played in this game, I would have thought that there were a ton, but there's really only like me and Liza. I mean, like other people have played a couple.
It's been a lot of like get to know you.
Totally.
There seems to be a campaign.
It also like goes in
tell
waves.
people
Like
that
Naomi
Leah
and
is
Chris
asking
were
for
both
negative tokens, which doesn't make
both
a ton of sense.
people
and
I
is not
met
true.
through Goodspeed
Yeah, I
are
did
state
see that,
managers
like
in
the
the world.
second round.
Both like
Which is so
played
funny
really
because the
heavy
two people who were
beginning,
the two
now
people who
both
were
are
saying
doing
that I didn't even talk to
both
until
want to
the
come back.
sixth round.
It's just interesting that like you see people and they
I
go
honestly
and they
forgot
come
who it
back
was,
and they
but
go away.
yeah, they were like, Leah wants negative tokens, and she's gonna, say
And then
that.
you got
So
fan favorite
give it
Liza.
to her if that's what she's asking for.
Liza Hackman. This
Okay, then I will not do that. But
if
I
you,
thought like maybe there's a twist and she wants it, so I was like, give them to you, sure.
I mean, perhaps there
Liza
is
is
risk,
really
but
good
there is-
at
I don't know about
deception.
it, and I know that it's
Correct.
not like
She's so
long-term
sweet.
detrimental,
How
but like
can
Right.
she be
And that's why she's so
deceptive?
good at it.
I also feel like
He does it while smiling.
yeah, I get in my head about like what people think about me, so I'm like, oh god, what did I do?
Yeah, I mean that's what it was literally like
I
second
think I
round.
just accidentally talked over Alyssa telling you that Naomi was the person looking for negative points, and I can confirm that that is in fact true. She was being honest
I was
with you.
trying to figure out who was speaking to each other first,
Mhm.
and I didn't do it in enough time, and now I really wish I had because I have a.
I know, me too. I feel like I'm not taking very good notes.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sort of like, okay, round 11, final round. It's time for me to go.
I won't be giving you
Last round.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Bye.
Bye.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Doing well.
Okay, we've only got 2 minutes. I'm gonna get down to it. Does anyone
Great.
think that I'm asking for negative coins?
Yes.
That's not true.
Oh, you cut out. I thought you asked if anybody had asked for negative coins. You asked if anybody said that you are.
Had them?
No.
Okay, great. I'm not. But 3 people have been like, I hear that you're asking for negative coins. And I'm like, that doesn't make sense.
It's fascinating.
Fascinating. It's not true. I'm not like, please give me your positive coin because that's your decision. However, I'm not asking for negative coins.
Consensus B.
Yes, that's how I feel. How have these I feel like now they're on the last round. Like, how has this been for you?
It's been good. I still don't know what the strategy is or how one strategizes.
Totally.
There is someone that's collecting negative coins and I'm not sure why, other than as a way of collecting future favors.
Interesting.
Naomi.
Naomi's collecting negative coins. That's weird. That's very bizarre. And that's funny because she was not the one who told me that I was who said that I was collecting negative coins.
I would be so interested to know who said that.
Yeah. It's weird. I'm sort of I also now I'm like, do I now just say, I guess it's the last round. So I can be like, so Chris and Devin, I think, are in this together, telling people that I'm asking for negative coins. And I plan to give mine to one of them because.
Sure.
And I also, now that I know that Naomi wants it, don't think I want to give it to her.
Uh-huh.
So I guess this is to say, if you feel inclined to give your negative coin to Chris or Devin, I wouldn't be mad about it.
Interesting.
Yeah, because there was a weird series of people not talking to each other in the right order and being like, I heard that you said this. And I was like, well, I haven't even talked to that person who you heard it from. So I'm not sure what's going on. And I don't trust them. I don't trust them.
Tomfoolery afoot.
Tomfoolery. There's so much tomfoolery. He's fooling so hard. So I'm also, I love that this is recorded because now I want to go back and watch the entire thing and be like, who said what?
Yeah. All right, we gotta go back to the hall. Bye.
Hey, look, you got your wish, Leah.
All right. Hi, everybody. So that's almost the end of game 1.
Yeah, great. So Mattingly, what actually happened? How'd that go down?
So there was a lot of confusion, and none of it was actually intended with malice, which is original twist versus now twist. So I think that I made notes while watching. I think that these were the starting rooms, and people started off as I'm trusting who I started with. Leah and Claire started together. Naomi and Anne started together. Caitlin and Cole started together. Devin and Kyle started together. I know those 4. And then I think Chris and Alyssa started together, and Liza and Lucy started together. I think those were the starting rooms. Naomi straight out first was like, I'm going to try this strategy and collect negative coins, telling Anne. Anne was like, cool, great, I'll give you my negative. I don't want it. You can have it. They then proceed to the second room where Anne is talking to Alyssa, and Anne tells Alyssa, Leah is collecting negative coins because she accidentally wrote down Leah instead of writing down Naomi. So currently, Naomi is looking for negative coins, and Leah is being framed as looking for negative coins accidentally via Anne. Hence why when Anne and Leah talk, she's like, oh shoot, are there two Leahs? Because she has been telling people Leah's looking for negative coins, don't worry, just give it to her. Fast forward, the second person Naomi talks to is Chris. Chris and Naomi know each other pre-game, so she doesn't ask for his negative coin. They don't talk about coins. I don't fully remember. She doesn't, like, they don't discuss that. They talk about, like, full game strategy rather than just this game strategy. Chris, the next move is Chris is talking to Alyssa, and Alyssa tells Chris Leah is looking for negative coins, when in reality it's Naomi because Anne had told her Leah. So before even talking to anyone else, Leah has been framed, and two people think now it's Leah rather than Naomi.
So funny.
And then moving forward, what was that?
I didn't know this. Any
Yeah.
of this.
Then moving forward, after that, who would Chris talk to? Oh, Chris talked to you after that, and Chris tells you, I've been hearing you were looking for negative coins. You had been talking to Anne at whatever point, being framed. Moving forward, though, following you, Chris talked to Kyle and tells Kyle accidentally Devin told him instead of Alyssa. So even though Chris hasn't talked to Devin yet, he says Devin told him Leah's collecting negative coins. As well as Devin and Kyle started in the same room together and had agreed from the jump, we'll give each other a green coins. We don't know other people, so like we'll trust each other. And they had been playing truthful all the way through that, trying to be transparent, like, yes, we'll trust each other, until Chris and Kyle talked, and Chris told Kyle it was Devin, meaning Alyssa, and he was like, oh shoot, I don't trust her. Chris kind of asks every player after talking to Alyssa if they've heard that Leah's looking for negative coins. So everyone gradually becomes aware of this, even though Naomi doesn't talk. She only talks to like 3 or 4 people about giving her negatives. Chris and Lucy had talked before Leah and Lucy talked, so yes, they had talked about you collecting negative coins throughout, and then Lucy wasn't going to tell you that, though, at that moment.
This is so funny. This is
It's
like
a little twisted and wild and sounds like it would be scripted.
A little bit.
Josh, do you have the actual way that all shook out of who gave what to what who?
Yeah, so ultimately, I was thinking it, and Max just told us that Caitlin Fouts, one of our regulars, said in the chat, what a demented game of telephone. Which, like, ultimately what that game is, when you can only speak with one person and you can't backtrack and like loop back, because like Leah wanted to make a deal with
Claire,
and ultimately like was operating under the assumption that at the end of the game you would be allowed to like do like a final wrap up, like, okay, what are we doing? And ultimately we didn't let them, which ultimately I feel great about because chaos. But it really is just like one big game of telephone where like the lie starts in the very beginning completely without malice, as Mattingly said, and then just completely evolves from there. But ultimately, it's crazy. In this game, we had Naomi inspect 3 separate people and Kyle inspect 1 person. So there were 4 inspections total. And then there were only 24 coins given because everyone was only giving 1 green and 1 red. And ultimately, after all of that, Leah didn't receive a single coin. She didn't receive a green or a red, like just neutral 0. Nobody after all of that like was willing to give Leah a red coin, which we love. Leah ultimately gave her green coin to Claire, and unfortunately, Leah made a decision in the moment because she had to, but didn't know that Claire and Liza had made a deal after they had talked. So Claire and Liza gave their green coins to each other. So Claire ended up with 2 positives from Leah and Liza. And Leah gave her negative to Devin because she thought that that's where the rumors
started.
And Kyle was true to his word. He also gave a detrimental coin to Devin. And those are the only 2. Lots of people gave them to Naomi.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's really entertaining.
It is a good game of telephone.
Yeah.
It's like telephone combined with speed dating.
Right?
It's weird.
So ultimately, that concludes our retrospective look on the evolution of face value. And I guess I have 2 final questions, which don't necessarily have to do with the evolution, but are just like, let's talk strategy about face value. I'm interested in I'm going to pose both questions and then each of you can answer one of them and then we'll wrap it up because we're approaching our 2.5 hour mark. I'm interested in inspecting. If there's ever a good reason to inspect. We kind of talked about this earlier, but like inspecting yourself or inspecting someone else costs tokens. And like Sharon said earlier, rightfully so, that spending tokens hurts your overall macro game. Like you want to keep all of your tokens. So is there ever a reason that you would want to do an inspection? Second question, negative flex coins. Flex coins. Is it good to use them as good? Is it good to use them as bad? Why is it good to use a flex coin? When would you use a flex coin instead of using a green or a red coin? How can you use flex coins effectively? Do either of you have one of those things that you would rather answer?
I could talk about the flex coin since I've apparently one of the only people who have ever used them as negative.
Great. So Sharon can talk flex coins and then Leah will come back to you for inspecting if you want to think about that.
So I think for the most part, and up until last night, I've always pretty much counted it as a second green coin. But last night was also the first time I played with the flip coin. So that definitely adds a whole nother level. And I think it's just what I love about the flex coin is that it is flexible, is that depending on your personal strategy, as well as you're talking to other people, it gives you the ability to strategize more. I think ultimately it allows you to build more of a strategy because you can be like, oh, there's more people I want to give negative to, or oh shoot, I accidentally promised 2 people a green coin. Oh great, I can give them my flex positive.
Totally.
So I think it just adds to the flexibility of the game and adds more opportunity for strategy.
Totally. I'm hearing that it's a like choose your own adventure. If you want to lean into the deception, you can like give the red. You can use yellow as a red. But if you're like, again, our Bambi's, people, our goodwills, like you can lean into the green.
Yeah.
Leah, talk to me about inspections. Have you inspected? Would you ever inspect? Have you heard of someone inspecting wisely?
Yes, I have inspected. And I'm trying to think of like the exact situations and I can't remember. I think that it was either the second or the third time that I played face value when the rounds had expanded.
Yep.
I sort of looping into the flex coin thing, I look at it is that I have 6 positives to give away and 3 negatives to give away is the way that I sort of approach it. And so there are some people who I have played with where we say, yeah, we're going to do a 1-to-1 trade and I feel pretty solid about it. And then there are other people who I talk to and they'll say, oh yeah, like I could do a 1-to-1 trade. And in that moment, I'll kind of be like, awesome, I've given away all of my greens for this round, but I can promise you a green in round 2. Like, but can you give yours to me this round? And then they say yes or no. And if they say yes, I'm like inclined to want to believe them. But I think those are the instances in which I have inspected people to sort of be like, can I trust you? Like, is this just the way that you process, or like, are you being sketchy? I don't do it a ton. And I think that like the times that I've done it, I can't remember if I've ever played. So last night we played Face Value as the second game, but I can't remember if that's the first time we've ever done that.
The first time we've ever played it is the middle game. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that like I will inspect if I feel confident that I can get at least one token back at the end of the game. Like if I'm not feeling confident about that, then I will not. But if I feel confident, again, knowing that I don't want to come out at the very top of the leaderboard after the first game, because there's still some ground to make up.
Totally.
I think I would kind of just agree with Leah on that, because I believe the first time I played, I wasn't playing macro game at all, and I think I inspected a bunch. And I was partially, it was the get to know you game version, and so I think I was partially doing that to be like, okay, is this person actually trustworthy or not? And so it's a way to kind of start to build those, who are you going to trust, who are you not?
Totally.
But now, like, as far as like spending coins on things like inspections, I'm definitely in the same camp as Leah. Is like, I'm only going to spend a coin if I know that I can, or a token if I know that I can recoup that.
Yeah.
Totally. I think that's super interesting, and something I hadn't even put together until now, that like when it's the first game and you don't have anything to go off of, and you know you have 2 games to go, like it's a really powerful way to like pay to see if someone is trustworthy. Like, am I going to work with this person for the next 2 games, or are they already like being deceptive?
Yeah. I also feel like this is a really good time to flag one of my favorite moments in Twist history, which I think is the second time that I played Face Value. And there's like the whole thing, I think we've talked about it 100 times, is like people messaging the group chat either accidentally or intentionally to sort of like throw people off the trail. And during that game, it was during Face Value, the second time I played was the first time that someone accidentally messaged the group chat how they were distributing their coins. And it turns out that this person did that intentionally and did it as a decoy to make people think that they were trustworthy, and then they submitted a completely different breakdown to their moderator chat, which I thought was so funny. And that was the game that I had subbed in for somebody, so there was like a phantom player who like wasn't real, and so they said, okay, like positive to this person who's playing, negative, or like flex positive to this person who's playing, and then negative to like Rick, who like wasn't playing at all, and was not a real person. And at first I was like, how do they not even know that this is a thing? And then it was all orchestrated, and I thought it was brilliant.
I remember that. That was the first time I played Face Value.
In
one of my favorites.
To honor the players, similar to you avoiding names when talking about Mr. Birdsall, to honor the players that pulled off that. Often we accredit the public vote move to a Mr. Ben Hawkins. Mr. Kevin Dwyer has taken the reins, and both of them are have an affinity for pulling off that move. But as you just eloquently articulated, it's actually Cherie Tay, another stage manager, who actually pulled the move originally, and now it has been borrowed by many a player, some successfully, some not. But I do remember, you are absolutely correct, that people were convinced that she made a mistake, and she very much so did not.
And
she played it off well.
Yeah. And it's in the highlights reel, I think, from that game, because it was great. You like see people seeing it, and then
totally. Brilliant. So thank you both for being here this evening. It's exactly 2.5 hours of us chatting about Face Value and the evolution of Twist. And we're super thankful that both of you were here in your Twist garb, representing our All Is Fair in Love and Twist merch. Mr. Mattingly, do you have anything you want to say? No? Sharon, any final words?
No, I love Twist, and I'm so thankful that it has come into my life during the pandemic.
We're so thankful that Max has brought you to us and that you're now part of our family. Leah?
No, this is fun. Thank you for inviting me to be a part of it.
Thank you both. We had lots of positive comments in the Twitch stream, so if you want to go back and watch those, by all means, I recommend you do so. This is the part of the program, I guess, where I plug various things. Normally Max does this, so I will just say that you should go to twistvirtual.com and sign up for a game. We would love to have you join our family. And as Leah and Sharon mentioned earlier, if you have any anxiety about doing so, first-time players get like a free pass. So if you want to join the party without having fear of being backstabbed, you should find one of these returning veterans and let them take you under their wing so that you can join the family and become a veteran too. Thank you so much. It's Playback, Twitch.